The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Right now, whatever I need, he provides. I'm next in line for my blessings. I'm next in line. I know I've waited much too long. I can't give up right now. Whatever I need, he'll provide. If I only keep the faith, oh, I know he'll make a way. You see, I'm next in line. I know. Help me sing. I'm next in line for my blessings. Tell somebody. I'm next in line. I know. I won't complain. Soon he'll come. Oh, yes, I'm next in line. I know. I took my burdens and I laid them at his feet. I know my needs he'll supply. Under his wings, oh, I'm gonna hide. You see, I'm next in line. I know. I'm next in line for my blessings. Whatever it is, I'm next. I don't know what you need, but he knows everything. I won't complain. I know he's gonna come one day. I'm next in line. Give him the praise today. Don't complain. You see, sometimes it may seem like I can't make it over, but I'm gonna wait. Yes, I'm gonna wait until my change comes. He may not come when I call him, but he's always on time. Oh, I'm gonna wait. He's gonna work it out. You see, I believe with all of my heart. I'm next. He's gonna work it out. Whatever I need. I'm next. I'm waiting on you, Lord. I know you're gonna do it for me. Whatever I need, I know you'll provide. All I gotta do is just have a little faith. Somebody tell them I'm next. He told me to tell you to have a little faith. Whatever you need, He will provide. Yes, sir. I believe. I can't complain. I refuse to complain. I'm next in line. Yes. You see, I'm standing on the promises. He promised whatever I need. He told me that He will provide. I'm so glad. I believe, no matter how long it takes, I believe. I can't complain. I won't complain. No. I'm next in line. Oh, I'm next. Sometimes I feel like just get all of myself and just I want to thank Him. I know He will. I thank Him for the thing that He had already done. I'm thanking Him for the thing that He about to do for me.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Before you go, I wanna fly. You began in the Senate of opposition and waited your turn. Then demanding as your PM giving directions you studied and learned. You paid attention to Robbie and the camera also there, all their mistakes. So there is not one excuse that you can make, none that we can take. Cause we give you a turn to ride in DPM one motor car. You change the whole idea with propaganda, it's smelling drunk sour. We give you 2 turns as PM of this nation, so now it's my real obligation to give you a turn before your resignation. Remember, it's we who call Eric Deputy, we call Chambers Don C as yours. It's we who beat Robbie like a Mobali. So if we say you are a bully, don't take it personally. Go tell your friends and your family, it comes with the duty, it's yours. But do not believe that we are afraid to call a donkey a ass or a spade a spade. We will pepper you like a show, Dr. Rowe. Before you go, I want no one ready, and then we have to say, you tell the world you go look Kandahar up once you get the vote. You say the buck is going to stop and the TV talk when you took your oath. The airport scandal section 24 email it like a raging bull. You declared war and we took the bait. But since you get your turn, nobody in jail for corruption. Since you get your turn, no members of the opposition in prison. Since you get 2 turns, you promise to set things right. White collar crime you're bound to fight. but is a center back with no bike. Remember it's we who call and the racists, we even call them rapists. Silver box end up in jail till he come out looking frail. So if we say your government represents 1%, the rich get richer, the poor man in the gutter. But do not believe your powers of Meccato could override the power of this council. The ancestors wouldn't allow Dr. Rowe. Sing! Before you go! So much unemployment, but still you raise your pay. Before you go! Remember, this is Patrick Manning named Europe, the Rottweiler, because every car that pass around the corner, you run down the tire. Political battles that came your way, you stood up and fought, and when they came with this slander and their hearsay, you took them to court, so they gave you a turn to guard, protect, defend the treasury. They give you a turn to secure the national security. He gave you 2 turns to be the mastermind. Reduce violence and crime, but murders are the highest of all time. Remember his new call, Manning Drucker. We say he's a piper. What's up? Kick back house like a louse, kick him up Valley's house. So if we say you are a puppet, you're lying in your pocket. And with your shining bald head, you tread and then not dread. But do not believe, because you brought man down. You couldn't do the same to the Calypso land. And then all the other down. Dr. Rowe! Say, before you go, when wash your behavior, just as what you say. Before you go, after 45 years of public service, you deserve arrest. So you're anointed as you're not too young to try it. Yes, you're hearing that your support base having real problems. Nation, they voted for a friendly face to say that they say you're killing the turn to diversify the economy. You're killing your turn to create a real creative industry. You're paying your turn to be a superstar. Legalize marijuana and make Fitzgerald the line minister. Remember his new Paul, Kamala Trump, she's smoking marijuana. When you say what's that, you talk about she kept. No! So if she talk about your father, the young thing that you slaughter. Did I mention his $1 million pension? But do not believe you invincible, or that the youngster is really capable. And we hope that you don't get vexed, but don't stop your turn next. Before you go, before you don't care what the people say. Before you go, I wanna fly. Sandra, we love you. The Black Stallions are here tonight. The spirit of Black Stallion.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good evening to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean. Today is Sunday, February 23rd, 2025. This is Operation Liberation. In the closing stages of the the Caribbean Heads of Government conference held here in Barbados, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Keith Rowley, stated that gangs should be classified as terrorist organizations. Mr. Rowley, I would like to say to you, sir, in fact, I can't call you sir. That's too good a term to address you by. I gotta say boy, because your behavior today has been nothing more than juvenile, asinine behavior. And one of the things that I have to say to you is that Trinidad and Tobago signed the UN Security Resolution 1373 Anti-Terrorist Act on the 20th of September 2001. Also, prior to that, on the 19th of July 2007, Trinidad and Tobago also agreed and signed, acceded to the Bioweapons Convention. Trinidad and Tobago also signed the Anti-Terrorism Act of 2018, which prohibits the use of biological weapons and also prohibits the assistance, financing, and supporting of the use of biological weapons. Trinidad and Tobago also signed on the 25th of September 2013 the Arms Trade Treaty. But yet, you come to Barbados and sit down in a Caribbean Heads of Government conference and tell the CARICOM members that gang members need to be classified as terrorists. I want to ask you one question, Mr. Rowley, and being as your head is shining brighter than your future right now, I would like you to answer this question to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Who are the real terrorists? Trinidad and Tobago has recorded 3,702 murders between 2018 and 2024, and is still ongoing. Because of policies your PNM government put in place at the behest of a criminal organization such as the World Health Organization, led by a known terrorist, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, who was being instructed by the terrorist organization of the Central Intelligence Agency, being funded by US aid, for using US taxpayers' money, and directed by the Bank of International Settlements, the OECD, the Inter-American Development Bank, as well as the criminal Democrat Biden administration led by Joe Biden and other terrorists. Who are the real terrorists? Furthermore, you, under your administration, implemented biological weapons in violation of UN Security Resolution 1373. And the most egregious of all is that on paragraph 4, it says, I quote, with concern the close connection between international terrorism, transnational organized crime, illicit drugs, money laundering, illegal arms trafficking, and illegal movement of nuclear, chemical, biological, and other potentially deadly materials, and in this regard emphasizes the need to enhance coordination of efforts on national, sub-regional, regional, and international levels in order to strengthen the global response to this serious challenge and threat to international security. What have you done? You have violated that UN Security Resolution by allowing armed gangs to operate in Trinidad with full knowledge of your government. In addition, you are in violation of 18 US Code 175, the prohibition of biological weapons, which states, whomsoever knowingly develops, produces, stockpiles, transfers, acquires, retains, or possesses any biological agent or deliberately assists the use of the weapon, or knowingly assists a foreign state or any organization to do so, or attempts, threatens, or conspires to do the same, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for life, or any term of years, or both. Mr. Rowley, you and the PNM will be brought to justice via the Caribbean COVID Crimes Criminal Justice Tribunal. You are nothing more than a corrupt, terrorist organizer, and you are a corrupt political leader whom the rest of the corrupt Caribbean leaders have now sought to pay tribute to simply because you are now covering your dirty little backside trying to run away from the justice that is coming. The people of the Caribbean will hold you accountable, and you will be tried, you will be convicted, and you will be executed for the crimes against humanity. Have a good evening.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the world. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the red garden, sprung in completeness where his feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light, Eden saw play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the world.
is the greatest power. A wind of destruction is blowing over this land. And now the earth is trembling with man's oppression of man. Now the time comes to sit down and rediscover what's life. Show the world the true meaning of real love, power, not strife. Bring down the path, love, I say. The path, love, I say, is the greatest power. Stop hell and damnation. Love to heal a nation. Put our hands on the fire and cleanse the wicked right now. All of them who does worship, greed and vanity must bow. Unity is the banner, so come together, I say. And this love is for freedom, it's growing stronger each day. Bring down the path, love, I say. The path, love, I say, is the greatest power. Stop hell and damnation. Love to heal a nation. So rejoice in a rhythm of celebration. Come on. Lift your voice with a feeling.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. It's at 32 minutes past the above 6 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. Yours truly, the pitbull of radio. In studio.
Stepping out of the
Oh boy, in today's Guardian. Yes, in today's Guardian.
bring down the path, love, I say.
We talking about front page, you see now motorists.
Love, I say, is the greatest power. Stop hell and damnation.
A motorcyclist died in the Valencia crash.
Love to heal
You also see in front page, Dragon under threat. Acting PM concern as US move to terminate oil and gas licenses with Venezuela. Well, everybody don't know Dragon under threat. Was always under. And then not too old to party. You see Michael Marshall Montano with a veteran. Well, a centurion. Somebody over 100 years old, you know. You see him there where he where he it had a social media post. That is how that started. Started with a social media post. Yeah, that was a social media post by the lady. Oh boy. Norma, who get her wish yesterday when reigning Calypso monarch Marshall Montano paid her a visit. Montano was tagged in a social media video. Mrs. Centurion, that lady asked him to have a party with her. The soca superstar searched her out and deliver on her wish. That's where do they just had to come out by the parliament, come by the White House. And just ask Rowley and the PNM to go for we. That go do more honors than that woman that you visit. But they're happy that she make her 100 and something. And I'm happy that you're a visitor. And that ain't putting bread and butter on my plate. Oh, that ain't fixing the problems that it have going on there. It is what it is. Right, it is what it is. We also have a small clip here, Kamala. UNC won't honor any refinery deal PNM sign. Very good, the Honorable Kamala Prasad says, sir. Let the foreigners and them know, let whoever in it know. We ain't honoring it. Don't go waste all the money, don't waste the ink, don't waste the time, don't waste the travels. It would not be honored, just like how they run OAS. We will run them. It has no court in this. That is a major asset. That they follow all rules, the procurement legislation. So as it said here, United National Congress leader Kamala Prasad says her party will not honor any agreement. The current PNM, any agreement, very good. They send out any agreement too. Wait, let me finish read first, because I worship is a broad thing with any agreement that they sign right now. So even if it's not the refinery, anything they sign in to sell, I don't want the UNC and I show all the don't want the UNC, the incoming government to honor. Alright, so wait, say, let me see. Alright, Kamala Prasad says her party will not honor any agreement the current PNM, the current People National Movement government enters into regarding the Point Appear refinery. And she says, well, government colluding with Nicolas Maduro Venezuela regime is the worst band over in TNT energy history, the energy sector history. And we guarantee that the UNC will pursue investigations against everyone. Well, everyone who might be colluded in that kind of thing. Oh, but UN Secretary General urges countries to stand behind Haiti. Okay, what they saying is the UN Secretary General Antonio is urging the international community to act quickly as he acknowledged that each new wave of crime attacks against Haiti communities and installation is a distressing sign that time is running out. Wow. Right, he's convinced that the approach of the UN, of the United Nations support can reverse the shocking and rising trend in gang violence. Of course, yes, so 80s are them leaders and them kinds of deal with their own damn country right now, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. The mother told on the papers here saying 58, right? 58 people died or was murdered. All right, let me see if anything play yesterday. Opium Man, 29. That was early. Little Snake, Foul, and Sick Woman. Alright, so Marsha Montano is to perform in position 7 at the March Gras. Alright, I see we boy here to Squeezy Rankin. Performance in Skinner Park. I wonder if you get in him a peep and see. Kurt Allen is to perform at number 11. That is what I'm interested in, the Kurt Allen aspect. Marshall 7. Young Brother 5. Alright. Well, Squeezy Rankin ain't get nothing there. Nice.
Good morning, Orlando here. Andy, we always say you follow the leader. In Trinidad, when your leader leads you to the right thing, it's like a cricket captain. He do the right thing, show the right thing. Let's, the citizens of the country will do the right thing. But when a leader stands up in front of a crowd and lies and lies and lies, the people who follow that leader, like the PNM supporters, what they turn out to be? Liars, thievers, robbers, criminals. That's what they turn out to be. Because your leader is that person. After hearing Young talk, I just couldn't hear Young talk. Really couldn't take him on no more. So the supporters, and we Trinidadians are very educated. We are educated people. But to listen to lies and lies and lies, and you follow the lies, and you want to give the man an next term, and the man just lies. You tell the man 2 plus 2. We just left the kitchen and say, hey, 2 plus 2 is 4. But when you walk out to the living room, he's telling 2 plus 2 is 6. Or 7 or 8. I mean, what are we creating a bunch of lies and thievers in the country? Is that what we're doing? I mean, that's what's happening here. Trinidad and America are very smart people, very intelligent people. But when you keep lying and lying and lying and lying, Trinidadians who support lies and lies in America, lies. And lies and lies, and we have a man here who just lies and lies and lies, and people call the ground report to spew this rubbish. We are smart, Trinidadians are smart people, and people call and say so many lies on the radio station. I mean, this is so many PNM callers on PNM, and they lie so much. Oh my God, I tired here. And we have people up in the same thing. They just hear lies and lies and lies. A man will take 2 and 2 and change it into 10 and tell him 2 plus 2 is 22. And Trinidadians up here will support that. I thought we are smart people, Andy. I thought Trinidad is a very educated country. But when people take over just like whatever here, we turn out to be a bunch of idiots. That's what we are, a bunch of idiots, Andy. Okay, Andy, I have more to say, but I'll talk to you later, Andy. Good morning, Andy, Lennox and Mikey. Talk to you later, bye. Andy.
Morning ground report. Yesterday, last night, I was listening a clip on from Anna Roberts. But I saw in the news where the Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that the government of the U.S. will be looking at some of the deals that was made under the Biden administration, and I believe the one that Stuart Small-Pignon and he partner, the Prime Minister, made concerning this dragon deal. This seems to be in jeopardy according to what Anna is saying, And I think it's a very serious topic. Even Ms. Bissessa have a voice note going around that I think, it's worth listening to and letting the public realize that this government really
send the voice note
doesn't
for
know
me.
what to do.
Send the voice note.
Anna Roberts keep, in the earlies keep saying that why is this government putting all their eggs in this dragon deal? Everything was dragon, as he was saying. So with this new administration in the U.S., I think it has put a very big blow to this thing. And as they always do, cover up something and say, well, this is so, and it do affect we and all of that, which will, they will peddle that this is not going to affect us and, all kind of lies. But, as Anil was saying, in the COVID times, when Delcy and the PDVSTA president and all of them came down and was in the diplomatic center, Rowley said that he didn't know who was on the plane and all of that. And Stuart Young came out and said that Delcy requested to meet with them, and he informed the Prime Minister, and they met with Delcy. So, I can't see how in God's name people is still defend these people, Rowley and Small-Pignon and them, the whole PNM government, how people is have the guts, boy, or the brains to support and defend these people, boy. It's just lies and lies and lies and more lies these people just keep telling. I just, I don't know what to say in terms of how these people could, vote for a government that every turn you make just keep lying to them. Okay, well, we hope that, Ms. Bissessa comes into office and put this country on some good footing. Bye.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox, Mikey, K, all the listeners. Lennox, Andy, after hearing that clip that you played, I heard it before, but it's so refreshing to hear it again about Dr. Rowley by that CARICOM head. I don't know who exactly, what's his name. But here, man, listen, if this Prime Minister we have any ounce of shame, listen, man, this man should have resigned in disgrace in a way. Who have anything good to say about this devil, boy? Oh my goodness, boy. This man has made this country shameful and thing. And here I hear that he going on a private trip with the media announced that Rowley left on a private trip. They don't know where or whatever. With his wife Sharon. Sharon still is his wife? I wonder if the special branch man going on a trip too. You know, Sharon man who she horn rolling with. And think, this man don't have any shame, or this man even come on the radio and say how he get on and he could take a horn. What kind of mama pro man this man is, boy? This man create havoc in this country, boy. And you know, them PNM people like Porter Spade and them still proud of this man, boy. Oh my goodness, boy, they should pop a statue of this man in the blabber dump where them Kobu could go and sit down and tutu on it, you know, on the face. And think, you know, this man still feel that he is king, you know. And the only king he is King Kakao, you know. Boy, it's a real, it makes me feel the vomit when I see or hear this one, you know. All right, later.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid.
And you're not the only one who hasn't been seeing me. My wife is saying the same thing too.
Go ahead, call up.
I'll send you the link for you with camera.
All right, you send the link. All right. All right, thank you, Chini Nairo. Thank you, my brother.
All right.
Andy, I left a message, but I'm not sure if I did get to because I called earlier. Andy, you know, they always say a good society or a good people turn out to be good is your leader. If your leader is good, like my dad, excellent man, all 9 children are good. So what we are saying is if you have a good leader, you have a good society. You have good people. You have all these people, you get smart.
Morning. I swear I hear a dog back there, you know, but it's not me. I don't like dog barking and it's not me. The only dog out of back on this program here is me, you know. Where a dog barking? Who Anderson? You have a dog barking? Don't ever let no dog bark when you put on, you know. There's only one dog out of back in this studio. I want this program on. Is he pit bull and on, you know? I hear a dog like it's something better than me now or what?
No, Andy. Only dog in out there is me, and that's my best friend. But in that studio, and they have a pit bull.
Yeah, I want to know about
that. You pit bull on radio, and I see pit bull on the ground, and I see pit bull for the UNC. They could say what they want. Anyhow, good morning to everyone. Lennox Smith. Oh God, Lennox Smith don't be tired, Andy. Oh God, I switch on YouTube when night come, and Lennox Smith go on again.
So you sure you are a dog? You sure you are no dog there? But I hearing a dog like, I hearing something heavy now.
No, I'm not why he's trying to imitate nobody.
All right.
And yeah, I said, that Italian call. And for Michelle in John, somebody call you, let me know what seat Michelle in John get. You know, Andy, now, I go up with the Lauti. I go up with Boyo them. I go up with Sahan and them. I go up with Ramnath and them. I go up with Willie Ram the 9. You know, since I called and said, I want you to be UNC game challenger a safe seat. I have one East Indian call about that. I call her Indian in the UNC. When Jellingen talk, she talk for the country. When Jellingen talk, and on a platform, she speaks to everyone and about everyone. Only look around the road this election. Even Miss Tuna Puna, good morning, I don't tell Miss Tuna Puna morning. She said she understands that she sided with Anderson because the Shilling is a hard worker for the partnership for the UNC.
Who said the side? Who they said the side with Anderson?
Tuna Puna calling the lady was it. Rowley this and Rowley that. The woman called. She's the only person.
Miss Tuna Puna or Miss Rubuk?
Miss Laketa, let's call her.
Oh, Miss Laketa. All right.
Yeah. And Mr. Laketa, good morning. He said he'll be listening. You know, normally calling, so he said, listen, I said, but he got Laketa. He never say that's why he's saying on the radio. But yes, I call him, I said, the caller, who called early on, or let's go to Andy, them in trouble or what? That's why Andy, them not any radio station. You call and you admitting that some special serviceman, you know any special serviceman around you, right? This is thing will get Andy them in trouble. You could say something like this. Yes, I call a radio. Like I have never said anything to get any radio station or the workers in trouble. You could say, Rowley, study the special serviceman. You can't put Rowley wife with that man. You get Andy them in trouble. And Andy didn't cut you off. I said, oh, you're a great listener, you're a great learner, you know. I said, why is he out of calling? I will just listen all morning. But all they don't do them thing. All they put Andy in trouble. Andy just with that thing in the head there. And just listening all this, sometimes you don't pick up quick. But somebody who listen out here. It's a thing for you to get all your letter. Don't do them thing. I have no way I can pick up around anyway. I mean, he might not, wasn't in no politics. Not because of she, the country is suffering. Try to do thing on her. Rowley is a dog. Rowley is the worst African, the worst black man. I just can't call him the N-word on radio. You can call him a political raper man. A political paper. And something is alleged, but see, and something is from school. You do what alleged. Oh, I don't want to give them back to what I'm saying with the Chillington. And I'm saying this. Chillington give me $1 to say this. I get paid to say this. I want Chillington to say this. I'll close up by saying this. I will come back in later on. When Mr. Laketa called me, Mr. Laketa said, Anderson, I know what you said then is right. Time to get Chillington to say it. He said, no way. He from Laketa. And he said, no way, Chillington to bring up there. We can't get that with people like Foster coming to them who pay in.
What about where you're coming with the negative? I understand. And
I want to put you up on this one. You don't be negative. That is not being negative, Chillington. Caliban, that's being a gun political analyst. This is not she, Paul, you know. This is not she, Paul. Who talk about what is a political scientist and a political analyst. I'm a gun analyst. I'm a gun. So you're to be B and your club, to just on your club. Yes, and what kind of thing you have? Oh God! And then I'm a gun analyst.
Yes.
You know, and I can do the poll from the ground, you know. Yes. Don't get down with the poll, Andy.
Yes,
the poll was reading 20 p.m. Right now the poll reading 60-40. 40 for the PNM, 60 for the UNC. Right now the poll reading on the ground. We not to get time for these people call the PNM. I'm going back to my lady and I will come back in. But Shillington, I will never forget the things you have done for the children of Beaton. You want together with Dr. Munilal. Not the UNC, no, but below the UNC. I could never forget when Kamala gave them, Auntie Kamala or the Honorable Kamala Prasad, give them an opportunity to play part in my community. And because of the Honorable Kamala Pasal sir, 15 children can now play palm and beat them. And Federal Lines come and stop that, the PNM stop it. So again, Laketal must say, Mr. Laketal must say more than you. And I tell you what you said. Mr. Laketal said, you have to come with me, he said, Anderson, you're right, Jenny John cannot run up in Laketal. Yeah, give you a man a safe seat. And I find they should give you a man a... So think about my mouth. But right, people calling and telling me the same thing too. So it's up to the Honorable Kamala for service, sir. People like Dr. Munila and others. The top they're going to make sure Johnny John gets a safe seat. I look on and listen. Good morning to everybody again.
I honestly believe Jolene could give Foster a run for him money this time and beat him bad. And I would rather she fight a seat that is fightable than to just be handed any kind of puff thing, because you ain't go hashing to me again and see how we could have we could agree to disagree. I believe she win La Roqueta and she will win La Roqueta, and her respect will be more within the UNC. Her power and position in government will be more because she win a PNM seat. She'll be more respected within the UNC and not being looked upon like Ryan Rockbeer and all of them who get safe seat and talking the stupidness. I want that to come across with her, and Jack Warner don't want a safe seat. Shogunas West. I want my darling Jolene John to earn she so nobody will be able to say but she gets as I say if you and she siege and and she don't win that anyhow and na and she go in the belly of the beast and win that seat for the UNC. Grandy's is a PLM seat, and I go in there with all confidence. Well, when it was Andy for Grandy, if I get pick, I go in there with that seat is we own, and now I go in there supporting Wayne State, and I am telling you all, Grandy's we own. I know different. All you got to understand the kind of lamanty. All you want to see all the life change around. Real bad. The 2-3 seats that Lennox gained. Well, they will confirm if it's 2 or 3 when that time reach. That things he can talk, that things he can't talk yet. All I want to see the kind of power they have. And I'll just go give an example of why it is I watch Jolene fight Foster. Fight the Labanti. If only get Lennox Smith them 2 CD, only make he a powerful person for you all. In government, nobody can ignore he when he advocating for all here. Like real powerful here, boy. And he will do for you all what PNM do for you all while only keep PNM alive. So I don't want nobody hand me nothing. Whereas I could go and advocate and try to see if I could go and get a UNC safe seat. I don't know what you're going to know, safe seat. I want to be in the battle. I want to be in the winnable seats and fight the PNM and take it from the PNM and make what was red yellow.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, I wanna earn my keeps. Nobody must say that they give me no safe seat now. Yeah. Well, that's just my opinion on that. You are your reasons, I am mine. I believe with everything that this time around Jolene John will win that Lauketa seat. La Hoketa Talparo seat. I is what she has, the Iron Lady. She's a fighter. She's a worker. Sometimes I just wonder if she doesn't even rest. Anyhow, let me just finish off these thing they right, so they can say that all they send all the voice note early while we dig down into some headliners. They nice. Right, I don't know if you will have Anel Roberts around 8 o'clock, eh? Right, let me hear what was this here about. Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Tell the man in the beat up to chill out. John is going to get Rambly seed, the punted Rambly, the lion Rambly, the punted, the batted Rambly seed. Cool yourself, boy. Cool. Chill yourself, my friend. Chill yourself. You come out here and talk about Indian and Indian. Cool yourself, my friend.
The political bandit. I don't know Rambly is a bandit. Well, man.
That is an inside hit I get. Okay? Listen.
Oh, that inside. Alright. You real thing. I know you and have a screening process. You got inside hit. That she go and get Rockberry seat. Boy. That is a serious hit inside.
Good morning, Andy. I sent a video here for you. You can see it and play it.
Alright. So that is the video. Alright, man. Yes, I'm gonna just finish off this thing here.
Caller, you talking about people who could lie? Coming from Annie Roberts, a man who the whole world sees. Taking, he's smoking anything and talking about. Wasn't he? And all them believe that.
Boy. Come on, give me some kind of relevance now, man. Come with the relevant thing. Now you come with your relevance and everything cool. Right. So Lennox, right, I have no more voice notes there. While I organize and blast by the time. Lennox, a pleasant good morning to you and what's up? What is the headliners you have for us on this Friday? Well, Carnival Friday. Yes. Carnival Monday and Tuesday.
Yes, indeed. Are you hearing me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Yes, indeed. Well, of course, a pleasant good morning to you. Of course, good morning to all and sundry, East, West, North, South, Central. Our friends in Tobago and wherever you are, streaming on the World Wide Web, a pleasant good day to you. Well, of course, it is Carnival Friday. Of course, the Merry Monarch will reign, of course, Monday and Tuesday. That is, of course, coming. And then, of course, it will be all over. And, of course, our job, as per usual, is to keep people on the street and narrow and to understand that the task before us, we have undertaken it not because it is easy, but because, of course, it is challenging. And, of course, I'm quoting from former President of the United States, Kennedy, when, of course, he challenged the Americans to land a man on the moon. And that was a historic event. So I think we are in a similar state where, of course, the PNM must be deposed, must be displaced. And, of course, the challenge of moving Trinidad and Tobago forward is as critical as it could have ever been. Having regard, of course, to some recent, very, very recent, as yesterday's development, the anointed Chinaman who is supposed to take over from Prime Minister, unelected, of course, never elected, never contemplated, not even within the PNM, far less, of course, for the nation. But that being as it may, I want to respond to our good friend in Beetham. When there is a saying, and an ambassador told me that. I think it was a Canadian ambassador when I invited him up to Laventille on one occasion, and he was sitting there, and he said to me, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Well, what you are seeing, my friend, is Teflon toughness, because we know that the challenge in Laventille and is, of course, very, very, very acute as far as the challenging the PNM is concerned. And what you have to do, of course, is to do the unprecedented. And I want to tell the Laventille community that once you do what is right on this occasion and be part of history, then it means there for all. And I keep saying, and I think you mentioned it, and I think Mickie mentioned it as well on his program when I was interviewed there on The Observer, that I'm the kind of fellow who believe that it is right to empty the treasury in Laventille. Of course, I will be criticized by the other parts of the country, but I believe so, because I believe sincerely that we gave the country its national culture, steel band, calypso, and carnival. In fact, as we speak, Camboulet is being celebrated, which of course marks the beginning of Carnival, and of course the fight that the population fought in order to have this festival be part and parcel of the annual calendar of events in Trinidad and Tobago. Here they're passing right in front of George Street here, and of course they would have started the whole process on the greens, not too far from the building that we now occupy. So once again, I want to say, not because it is easy, but because it is difficult. People like myself will certainly, of course, adhere and, of course, confront the challenges that is required. I want to also say as well, because I want to depart a little bit, I'm not going to use any media script on this occasion, but I did, in fact, spend most of the morning listening to and reading about, of course, the Chinaman Prime Minister that Rowley has anointed, and that is where I am. I did not take a look at the newspaper because I thought it was important for us to understand where his head is at. Only to say, only to reiterate and once again say that this is a major challenge. Laventille, once you do the right thing, certainly all will be added on. I could rest assured, because of course I have been known to be that kind of deliverer. Regardless, nobody, whether they were in government or outside government, became a parliamentarian in the area or etc., cannot claim to have done what I, Lennox Smith, have done over the last 2 or 3 decades in the Laventille context. But that is enough. I heard, of course, the Chinaman to be Prime Minister, of course, giving some kind of update as to what the cabinet would have taken in terms of the mothballed oil refinery. I mean, it was irksome. It was, of course, a ache to really listen to him. But you have no choice. They are the one, unfortunately, that are in a position to make the decision.
But did you hear Kamala Prasad be rebuttal that she's saying they're not going to honor it?
I did as well. I'll come to that afterwards. But would
that send a message, or should that send a message not only to whoever interested in refinery, which you're letting them know in advance, hey, well, they're going to get a very, very hard time. Most likely, even if they sign that deal, or they're not going to get it with an incoming government.
Well, all that clearly was taken into consideration when Stuart Young made his presentation, because really actually no decision has been made at the end of the day, because what he was saying is that the process was that RPF, you have of course interest, you send in a proposal of interest, and then they ask them, of course, to give details. Well, he turned and say, after all that detail, there is still more details to be had, and therefore the cabinet committee and the committee specifically of experts to treat with the matter to determine which one of the two will, of course, the two shortlisted will get the final nod.
So you need to finally again then.
Yeah.
So what's supposed to be final and then we're going into our next finale.
And even where they are tending to accept a particular bid, that is still subjected to further details. And of course, he made it clear, such as, of course, and he gave an example. What are the prices that they will establish for products? What is the methodology they will use, etc., etc. So I see that as another delay tactic, one, and two, to accept the defeat that was handed, of course, to the government once again by the United States State Department and the of course the Secretary of State for the United States. So they are in limbo. Of course, all of the things like you're going to talk to the administration. There is no ambassador here as yet, and all of that. He seemed to be in no man's land. He cannot tell us whether they're going forward, backward. They are just at a standstill. But he had something to say. Of course, suggesting that somehow he has started the process of being the prime minister, and so of course I think it's not very often when you are acting as prime minister you will have a press conference. I have not seen that very often here in Trinidad. I'm not saying that it has not happened in the past, but I'm saying that a full-fledged cabinet meeting and of course making pronouncements coming out of the cabinet meeting as the anointed or the identified prime minister, this Chinese man, suggests a particular pattern that would occur. But more importantly, because I wanted to see to what extent would he have his own way or take a diversion path different from that of the substantive, I should say, and of course when he gets into the office, then of course it would be his predecessor, talking about of course Rowley, and nothing different. He gave us the same rhetoric that the oil refinery was consuming over 100,000 barrels of oil a day, and similar to what Rowley told us, that of course they were losing $7 to $10 on every barrel, and therefore, and I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, how does he reconcile? They have the belly, they have the temerity, they have the what I consider to be the nincompoopish disposition to ignore the fact that Imbert told us that the oil refinery was a net earner of foreign exchange in blatant and of course conspicuous language. And then of course you had the Freedom of Information expose, I should say, by of course Gary Aboud, when of course friends and fishermen of the sea, when of course he said in all certain terms that in the years that he Stuart Young mentioned there, regurgitating of course what Rowley said, all those years the Petrotrin was not a ward of the state. It was paying its way, but of course would do the same thing like Rowley, take out heritage and then say that it is a profitable, because they split it away from the other operations of the then Petrotrin. Well, in fact, that was always a operational, should I say, spectacular in terms of bringing a profit to the company. That was always making money. You can't lose at all. You have to be blighted like Rowley to lose when you are exploring and when you are of course finding and when you are exporting crude oil. And that has always been the case in Petrotrin. There is no difference. Of course, as I said, that is only a Rowley administration would lose money for the first time with NGC, would of course start up and spend a tremendous amount of money, over $100 million US in one instance from our bank that was acquired consequential of the CL financial arrangement. $100 million US. I'm talking about investment in Naikwan. You went and opened it, and about 2 weeks afterwards, it blew up. And in fact, as if to suggest that the deal was never a good one, it blew up again twice and killed someone. So I am sitting there and I am looking at this man. I mean, he doesn't look any different to how we perceive him when he first came on the scene. No track record. The only track record is that, of course, he defended Rowley in some legal matter, but that's about it. And then, of course, when he was given SC, talking about that sacred accolade in the legal fraternity, talking about, of course, senior counsel, he said that his best achievement was wise in government, and he went and negotiated. That's his best. People get, of course, these things when they are in private practice. Not so, Andy. Your common sense will tell you that. But he waited. He got SC, senior counsel, for his work in the public sector. Whilst he was in government. So the question has to be: so if he didn't get into government, if he wasn't in government, is he then saying, as of course you have to logically conclude, that he would have never get SC? In fact, of course, it's Kamala Prasad Bisasa who put it in perspective. She said that this junior counsel is a voice upon us. God have mercy upon our soul. I mean, that is my part of it. That a person like that could ever be, of course, hold the position of prime minister. But I suppose it is ephemeral. It is inchoate as well. It is short and temporary because, of course, Rowley smart enough to give him about 3 or 4 months in that position, and I hope that somehow he could bring the party around. I don't know. That a pink donkey, no one will be able to see, including them, and therefore, of course, 39 seats in Trinidad must be the objective of the electorate in Trinidad. There are those, of course, who are skeptical. Well, I've made the argument already that there is precedent for that, 1986, and of course the recent devastation of the PNM in Tobago. So I think no one could, of course, fault me for, of course, being that optimistic, for want of a better term. And as the campaign unfolds, I want to say I'll be giving some greater assurances. And yes, of course, my friend in the Beatum, this is a serious challenge, and therefore sleep is not an option. We have to be working day and night, and of course what you're seeing unfolding is just the tip of the iceberg as we, of course, convince the Lavatil people the time is yours. The PNM owe you from since 1986, and you Lavatilians are responsible for the existence of the PNM today. Let me repeat, you Lavantilians are responsible for the existence of the PNM today. And what they have done, of course, in return for that loyalty, for that commitment, is that they have, of course, neglected, they have, of course, generated a kind of decadence, a kind of destruction that today we are, of course, not just the laughing stock, but is the place not to be, not to go to, not to invest. And of course, nobody in the right mind will, of course, argue otherwise, unless you probably just arrived from not Mars but the sun, to not understand what is happening in Trinidad and Tobago today. So, on the question of that oil refinery sale, it is still in limbo, and of course, Stuart Young cannot enlighten us as to what the future is like, having regard, of course, to what is coming out of Washington and the fact that they say that no deal. And it's very instructive that when, of course, he was posed with the obvious question, that the Secretary of State for the United States says that countries were bankrolling the Maduro administration. You know what he did also? He gave an example that, well, we had a business deal, and of course when you sign this deal, you give some money upfront. Of course, be careful not to say how much it is. He's still not saying how much it is, but we give them. So, Shochong, what the hell you think the man talking about the Secretary of State was talking about? He said that only, among others, of course, that's why Chevron's license was withdrawn. He is saying that only prop up the government, that evil government of Venezuela, of Maduro. That's what he was saying. But you are saying that you don't find, if I'm interpret right, you don't find the money that we giving them cannot be considered to be bankrolling because that is part of the business. I mean, come on. It is very clear. So when they take the money to do, give it back to Trinidad or give it back to some other country, they would of course use it to do what? To give their military salaries and to of course engage in weapon accumulation, as well as of course inviting those elements that are creating some geopolitical international issues such as Iran, China, Russia, Cuba, etc. So the man, as we have said from the beginning, the man is a moron. He's a dunderhead, never was ready, could not have been ready, and of course he is just simply out of debt and will not be able to function in the office of Prime Minister. That is clear, because he cannot answer questions. Rowley had difficulty in answering, and of course he is not a Rowley to say that aggression is the best form of defense. When Rowley can answer a question, he tells people, well, look, I finish, I getting out of here, who dead. Let me see how he handled these questions that are going to be posed to him from outside of the room where he would have had the journalists talking to him, or within the room when these journalists will have a new lease on life when he takes over and cannot answer the questions like what
Dengo Freddy did it afraid to ask Dengo Freddy did it afraid to ask Rowley questions, but the journalists and them wouldn't afraid to ask he at all. Anyhow, Trinidad and Tobago time.
I know that.
But by the meanwhile, Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open. By the meanwhile, time check, it's 26 minutes after the hour.
The lines are open. That's what I wanted to talk about this morning.
Right. And let me say a pleasant good morning to those of you that are locked on Dial the Caribbean since 7 o'clock. We live on Dial. So Trinidad and Tobago, don't forget in the next half an hour or so, we have an interview with Andy.
I couldn't conclude, of course, Andy. I couldn't conclude rather say by not taking a little jab at of course, the NTA leader, Gary Grove, because he did mention love and what love is bringing to the table. Well, I want to tell him that the fact that we are inside and you are outside, it means that we brought something to the table that met the criteria of the UNC. You are still so to do. I say no more. All I see those statements are like, well, they are typical of a person in a state of cognitive dissonance, meaning that they like the fox and the grape. The fox could get the grape. He said sour. He said rotten, etc., etc.
Go ahead, caller.
Question. What criteria was used for love being part of the coalition of interested parties? Go ahead, my friend.
Oh boy.
Get up to listen to your program. I say, none of them chutney singers, they should shame. And all them Californians, they should shame. The Californians should shame, and the chutney singers should shame. To sing all those kind of dirty things that make no sense, could educate nobody, and nobody know what's going on in the country. Look at this young fella. Look at this young fella. You will tell me them dirty chutney singers and them dirty Californians can't sing something good? Sing something to educate the youth and that the old people could enjoy. Thank you, boys. God bless all of you. And you're working hard.
Thank you so much. Let's call the morning caller. We're calling from. What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning. I'm calling from Mover. I want to endorse what Smith just said, right? there's a proposal. They don't sign off as yet, right? So the government making people feel that the things it doesn't sign off as yet. They had to go through the proposal and so forth. Apart from that, this company has a lot of issues. There are a lot of issues by this company, and I send information for Lennox and I send information for you. There was an investigation that was done. I send that information for you so you can read all the issues that this company has. And we had to ask the question, why did the government didn't do proper due diligence, and also the government evaluation committee that appointed? They're supposed to be doing that due diligence before they look at this company as a preferred bidder. Apart from that, you could see that Stuart Young also see the company told Stuart Young that they're so impressed about the technical, but Trinidad and Tobago, Trinidadians, I think, have this technical support and experts and things in Trinidad and Tobago has everything. They will have to hire minimum people to come in. So it shows that Trinidad and Tobago has the people here to operationalize the refinery, and also the company here, which is patriotic. It shows that the Minister of Energy knows that, and the Prime Minister knows that, and said that. And so why it is the urge to get foreign interest to take what belongs to the people? Why is that? So you all check on that thing, but I stand for you all, and I can read it to the people.
Well said.
Yeah, well said.
Well said. And that is why I found it irksome to listen to that nonsense. Because it doesn't make sense that if you have the expertise here, why not, and everything else, including the physical assets, why not just simply restart the operations? That's all you need to do. But of course, and he has ignored it, just as he did with Jindal, the issue in South Africa and in Nigeria of the company that they are supposed to be recognized as the preferred bidder for the oil company, and he doesn't expect pushback from the opposition. That man is a total moron.
Well, I hope those companies and them who play in the want to sign off on things quick know that they will have a hard time. I hope they know that they will have a hard time. Let's take a...
He begging us to accept people who have questionable dealings and reputation internationally. He wants us to accept the population I'm talking about, to accept that because them have certain qualities that they are looking for and they are ignoring those others. You better be cautious, or should I say absolutely cautious, rather than, of course, having regrets later down the road. And that is what the job of the opposition is, to assist in the process of due diligence, and some things that the government may miss, they may have, and while it may bring political currency to the opposition, that is irrelevant. At the end of the day, it is about, of course, our asset, the population of Trinidad and Tobago, taxpayers who have, of course, at the end of the day, to hold the shitty end of the stick later down the road.
Morning, caller.
Morning, gentlemen. Calling from the Paracord here. Gentlemen, this proposal that Rowley making, that okay, the potential buyer for the refinery would be a Nigerian company. I want to ask, if it is now that some foreign entity going to come into Trinidad and Tobago and run our same refinery and make a profit, because if it is somebody from outside would come, purchase crude oil in Trinidad, refine it in Trinidad, pay taxes in Trinidad, and then sell the product and make a profit, why it is we in Trinidad cannot do that? What it is that we so incompetent about in this country that we cannot take potato, slice it up, fry it, and make fries at a profit? Why it is we have to sell the potato to an outside country and then let them make the fries and we buy it back from them and then make the profit? Somebody could let this maths at all. We in this country really have to be the most dotacious set of people in this world. And then look who they choose. They choose not to degrade or anything like that, but the whole oil industry in Nigeria and these places in shambles also, because it's the same mentality of people like Rowley who control and run the organization. And we here, you telling me, we in this oil and gas industry for the last 70, 80, 90 years in Trinidad and Tobago. I know, because I worked 25 years in the oil industry. I worked Petrotrin, Trintopec, Galiota, all over. And let me tell you something. All over the world, when you see they have critical operations, it's people from Trinidad that's be spearheading the operation. When we are drilling starting all in the North Sea and thing, is men like Rambai and all these people and just be the ones to go and set up the organization for these big drilling company. Shell and Enron and Exxon and all these places, they just be looking for Trinidadians to come and run the organization. So what is keeping us back? We have people all over this world, in all Saudi Arabia, Qatar, North Sea, you name it, wherever there's oil operation taking place, energy operation taking, we are Trinidadian at the head of these operations. And you telling me we have to go to Nigeria to bring people to run our industry? What are the asks? Where Rowley roots come from? Rowley going and mamagaing people and telling Trinidadian that he going there to look for yam seed and all kind of thing. But everybody ever take some time out and check where Rowley roots come from? And remember how them Nigerian people is operator. Every little corner is a king living there in some little tribal mentality. Same mentality like Rowley. Rowley went to Nigeria and find Ghana and find some of his roots there and feel that how he obligated to these people now. And don't realize that how his mentality and his ancestry part affect in this country real bad. Rowley care about Trinidadians and Trinidad, you know. He has some agenda to fulfill. And no matter what it costs, how it costs the country, he fulfilling that agenda. And then who is to feel the wrath of what is to come after? How it is we cannot take this organization and turn it into a profit, and somebody outside come and take it and make it into a profit? Same thing with the pitch league and all these kind of things. We can't be so dotish in this country. We always have to be like the crumbs catcher. Why it is we cannot bake our bread and eat it and enjoy it, rather than when somebody bake it, we have to run and pick up his crumbs and eat it and be comfortable with that. This thing is supposed to never happen. It should never reach where it is. It has so much options that exist in this country to have the refinery operating. This idiot just want to shut down the thing and then deciding that, okay, here what? The country in shambles because we don't have a foreign exchange and thing. How you could kill the goose with the golden egg and then expect to get egg after? That man so dotish and people still follow him and believe that this somebody we should be proud of to lead a country and lead a nation. Let me tell you something. I'd rather be the biggest dunce in this country. I would rather lie down in a drain rather than ever acknowledge Rowley as a leader or a prime minister of me. Have a good morning, gentlemen. Take care.
Oh boy, the lines are open, I'll play some voice notes in a while. What's on your front burner?
And I think, and what was ironic is that and he commended the company that is the preferred bidder, saying that they acknowledge that Trinidad has some of the best experts in the industry. And I'm wondering if he understands what he's saying when they're saying expertise could have been used to run our own refinery and of course generate energy security, and still has the audacity to tell us that the Paria is working well because it's importing the very products that we could have produced right here, and therefore secure our energy security in what I consider to be in a demanding and of course authoritative way, because we are in charge, we are in control. They put it in somebody else's hand. Somebody who could say tomorrow, no gasoline. They're not selling us any gasoline or any jet fuel as the case may be. I mean, these fellas really and truly must be candidates for treason, and as what we would like to say, the gallows.
Oh boy, let me organize and play a little.
You know what they say, they're beheading such people.
Like you want to behead
You know what we say in olden days when you commit treason such as what is unfolding today.
I tell you, bring the thing for me.
Behead you. You're not in the 16th century and so on.
I want to beat that like a road march, and you ain't send it for me yet. You're too busy to send that. Yeah, you're working overtime.
No, boy, I find it. I know what happened. That particular, remember, there's an old one, and the device that I had it on, it crashed, and with it, of course, the information. I really look.
But the most important thing is, it was a video you see, because remember when we were playing it, it was not video we did had it. Remember back then we had it as a normal clip for radio.
Yeah, we had all audio. We converted all videos to audio. Yeah.
Boy, so it there.
MP3. Yeah.
It there, but it's in ways to find it. All right, let me play some voice notes there.
Orlando, yeah. Could you ask me to put Garaha if you send you the picture for me? Hey, post the Garaha. Send the picture to Andy for me. A picture of yourself. I need to bottle it and sell it. I want to make some money. People keep my friends keep asking me where there's a 2 foot Garaha. So could you please bottle that or something to me? I want to come to line, my friend. And I always say that's PNM education for you. You cannot tell the truth from a lie. Just like the fellow couldn't understand the name Lala and Tanku. He taking Lala and Tanku in the same name. So that's the education for you, Lala. Don't come here and screw us at the rubbish. Okay? Okay? Because I still within that picture for you. So I can bottle it and sell it and which I know I'll get some money. You know, you can stop working at that car dealership, car parker, or whatever they call it. Alright, my friend? So many pictures so I can bottle it. You gotta have it.
Mickie, Lennox, and Andy, good morning. Carnival Friday, and I had a good laugh yesterday. I'm looking at Young. Here looking young again, you can hold his face straight like a sword prune, and the hair falling off. Rory handing the stick. The end of that stick had the crap on it, and he hold it, and he's jumping up in the corner. No! Young find himself in problems, because it's easy for he the borders, and he called out to fight up at Maduro and from so look, we laughing at him now. We're gonna have a good time laughing at him. So I had a good laugh myself yesterday. I said, sorry, sir, this is a thing for people to laugh at. It's a comic. They have Trinidad and Tobago like a comic strip.
Morning, everybody. Yeah. So that is you that's talked about the Lennox, with the Venezuela thing. It is the most important issue of this upcoming election. For some weeks now, I've been trying to suggest to the public that choose wisely. Choose wisely because this issue will decide a lot. We often look at elections, unfortunately, or we often look at politics in Trinidad as strictly elections. We do not look at the governance side of things. And indeed, you as the shareholder of this country, what you are choosing in an election is the governance, the 5-year governance, the new board of directors, and the new CEO of this country. And the current CEO, certainly the current executive, has been doing things internationally that has put Trinidad and Tobago on the side of the world with China, Russia, Iran, Venezuela, and so on. And that was because the other side was fairly weak. The Biden administration was a very weak administration and allowed that sort of nonsense to happen. We have a new administration, Trump, which is going to say to us, get in line. My point is we should not have to be told to get in line. We should not want to deal with the side of the world that we're dealing with here. But back to my point, this election, the most important issue is this thing with Venezuela, because it will decide our ability to earn an income more than any other thing. And my suggestion as well for a long time has been there's another option. There's another option called Guyana, which will give us everything we need without any of the trouble. And I am certain that it will also not be internationally any issue with the US, okay? Guyana has as much oil and gas as we would need. We have the downstream industry, they don't. It's a handshake, hand deal right there. It's beautiful. All right? All we have to do is run a pipeline. All the rest of the infrastructure is already there. And do a deal. So I think if we choose wisely in this upcoming election, meaning not the PNM, all right? It not only will it will restart a lot of our industry, but also more importantly put us back on the right side of the world. I certainly do not want to be on the side of the world of authoritarianism, communism, and dictatorship.
Wow, you don't want to be on that side of the world. Okay then.
I
keep telling you, I do
I think is
we're selling up.
There's one left for Kamala Prasad and the UNC. I said that is a fair assessment, and the alternative, I think, is a rational one. Guyana is the next step, but we noticed that we have a language barrier, we have a culture barrier, we have, of course, a governance barrier inside of Venezuela. We have a migration crisis, and yet still, and he's right to say that the rest of the free world, including the United States, will be seeing Trinidad and Tobago as aligning itself with, of course, those axes of evil as far as the global politics and power sharing is concerned.
I agree with you. Oh boy! So Trinidad and Tobago, well, that's where we are to go. Again, a UNC government, Guyana will deal with Trinidad. Guyana definitely would not deal with Young. Young is.
And it's only a UNC government could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Young
only a UNC government.
Young is.
The PNM has scuttled all of that. They have kicked the can down the road. They have, of course, destroyed and burned the bridge that they ought to have traveled. And, of course, never remembering on the way up those who they will depend on their way back down. Well, they are on their way back down, and they will simply crash.
Oh, that's stupid. Really stupid. Them really actually went and organized and them make a deal.
You don't hear them talking about Guyana at all, you know.
They can't. At the end of the day, Guyana is a CARICOM member. Guyana is a CARICOM member, and them openly went against one of their own CARICOM members to side with Maduro and expect Guyana to be nice to we?
Yeah.
Come on now, man. They really expect Guyana to be nice to we? It will never happen. Well, it will never be nice to be under this PNM, under Rowley or Steochong or under PNM. They will never, because all of them in the PNM.
And they're duplicitous. They're duplicitous because here it is. You're talking nice about Jamaica. I say that, but you know we have a business arrangement with Jamaica. They have a 30,000 barrel oil refinery, and this man Churchill yesterday still talking about the closing down of oil refineries. You know, when Biden was saying to the oil refiners after the war between Ukraine and Russia broke, when this so goes ease us up there, or they're making a killing. This man comes and tells us only yesterday that our refineries are closing down. But have no reference to Jamaica and giving us a reason why they have kept theirs. No reason. And they don't have a job.
Well said, so to answer your question, why can't we run the refinery rather than have a private interest run it? I agree with that. Now, normally, I don't care for government to be involved in business. Internationally, in bigger countries, it is much better if private enterprise does their thing, the government tax them and earn revenue from them. But in our case here in Trinidad, where this is such a vital part of our economy, it's massive, and it's such a small country and all of that, it is much better if the citizens directly own and control something like our oil and gas industry via the government. That is the key thing. The government runs our business for us. The problem is, the reason why, to answer your question, why it doesn't work very well is because the government doesn't work well at all. And not only that, more importantly, we have no control over the reins of the government. It's like a horse. You have reins on it to guide it and control it. But if the horse is able to do what it wants, it's going to do what it wants. And for the most part, it might run straight off a cliff. And you said it back, here it is, the Prime Minister just went and clearly closed down this industry to try to get it sold to private interests, clearly for their benefit. But you see, that's the thing. He is answerable only to private interests, and a few private interests, because they paid for him to be there. That's our system. Somebody pays a 200 million, and you get the government. You get the government, you get its assets. You get our assets. And we stain our finger, and you get nothing. You will literally have zero influence or input for the governance side of things. All your purposes is for elections. And we have to change that. And the only way to change that is to include more interest, more ability for, just like you just said there, Barapo, to be in your opinion that no, we should be running this thing in the place where it counts, and that place is the Parliament, the board of directors of this country. And under the thumb of the shareholders, and the CEO will be under the thumb of all of us. I mean, 99% of Trinidadians being told, if you had the control to say whether to close Petro Trinidad, 99% would say no. Yet still it happened. So, fear not what I'm suggesting as far as creating chaos. We have chaos. We have a wild running horse with no reins on it. Right? Constitutional reform along the lines that I'm thinking of, where more say, you see, when you have more say in the Parliament, it is very difficult for any one interest group to just take over, capture the government, and have it do what they want alone. That alone is worth the price of entry.
Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong report? Oh boy. Nice. I'll take some calls. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Yeah, the morning. It's Lennox morning. And you didn't come call again.
I go in and call the wife now because I want to interview.
Yeah, because today's Friday now, and you wouldn't get to talk to him again before the competition.
Yeah.
Right?
So I want to make that call there now.
Okay, Pablo. Cool.
All right. Oh boy, Lennox, what else you have for me by the time? Let me make that call one time and shoot to get to talk to Kurt Allen. Oh boy. You hearing me there, boy? All right, well, I got to take a call by the time. Yeah, man. Morning, caller.
Morning, Andy.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead, Lennox.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. After this, he going to just dive in.
Yes, go ahead, caller. Sorry about that. I had my mic off and talking. But go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Good morning to each and everyone. And Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, I will talk to Uncle Lennox while you thinking. I'm doing the business. Uncle Lennox, when they went to Tobago, it had 9 who was against the selection of a leader to a nomination, right? They come in Bally's house, we get 21 of them went in, and they select a nominee, right? Then we had Bliss Prasad, an independent organization, was told by a prime minister, withdraw list. Then you go on and you see in the West Wing, it had a contractor, had the bid and the contract. Then you hear to tell them to do it over again because the minister in a ministry tell them to do it over. Right? You understand where I'm coming from now? That if this bid for the refinery, what different it is to tell the same people who do the selection to select who they want, and not who they know could do the job. And now I want to find out that if what they bid for and what they're going to get. But I want the PNM supporters to know that once again, the opportunity to uplift the African diaspora was thrown out the window by a black man who suffered all here. And to start accomplish, I wanted to explain that why it is now all economic power to have a say through where you can buy shares into the company and get a dividend. It going out the door. What all up for yourself? Andy, I'll give way. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh boy. Yeah, Lennox. Go ahead, my brother. What else you have there first?
I was making a point. In light of the debate that was pursued by nobody and I think by Paul, but I was looking at the structure of the Trinidad and Tobago economy and its evolution because let's face it, the economy depends in terms of viability on the input of the state, the government. In fact, some 60% of the budget it goes to what is called PSIP, the Public Sector Investment Program. And of course, the rest, of course, is for goods and services, recurring expenditure, paying of salaries and so on from as far as the public sector is concerned. So the issue of the commanding heights of the economy clearly from time to time has emerged in that process, and therefore, of course, it has been concluded that there's some industries that are too big for the small economy that we have, in both in terms of size, geography, etc. And while we have, of course, comparatively speaking, more capital per individual or per capita resources wise, the fact of the matter is that we have not been able to, of course, diversify in that way in terms of moving the commanding heights of the economy away from the government itself, and that's why they retain that. But I think as it has evolved, and if it would have reached a stage where they had to divest themselves of that part of the oil industry, oil, gas, and petrochemical industry, because they have done that very successfully as far as the petrochemical aspect of it. We have to look at Point Lisas and understand that the iron and steel mill was, of course, basically or substantially in the hands of the private sector, and most of the businesses there are in fact so. Therefore, those areas that the government still control, one would have expected that they would have done it in such a way so that the local, particularly private investment sector, would have been able to be the beneficiary of that. But instead, so there must have been something that went wrong, because if it is that you knowing that that's a wasting asset, you know that you are almost a mature domain for oil and gas, then one would have expected one that you'd be looking for new sources, and the new source cannot be just Venezuela, having regard, of course, to the hemispheric geopolitical realities, and therefore your colleague in CARICOM, Guyana, a recent discovery. It is still in its nascent stage, still evolving, but one would have expected that you would have thrown your hat closer, or throw your bucket closer to Guyana. We have not seen that with this government, and that is why I believe strongly that it has lost its legitimacy to manage the affairs of the country moving forward. Because while, of course, ultimately the whole question of global warming and the greenhouse gas effect, and of course the sea rise and the possibility of losing whole islands in the future because of melting ice at both poles, etc. And of course and fossil fuel basically they're saying is responsible for that. The fact is that we have some years still, in spite of all the agreements across the globe, that the government of Trinidad and Tobago, I'm making the point that the government of Trinidad and Tobago lost its legitimacy
to run the country.
Go ahead.
Yes. Well, I'm organizing here to get in contact. Well, I'll get through with Mr. Allen. So
I hear you, but I thought you was interrupting me. That's all.
No. Well, I'll get through with Mr. Allen here, because boy, I ain't gonna lie, boy. This tune really. So you will ask him the questions, now, man. A pleasant good morning.
Yeah.
A pleasant good morning to you, Mr. Right, Mr. Kurt Allen. A pleasant good morning to you. I wonder if morning.
Kurt Allen?
Wait, let me call back again. I'll find that thing song, my day, boy.
Call back, because I really want to, of course, have a bite of this breath of fresh air in the Calypso arena.
Aye.
Comparatively speaking.
You want a bite of the fresh air?
Yes. So I was making a point about...
Wait, he's there now. I think he's back. I think I get you. I think I get you. Mr. Allen, a pleasant good morning to you.
It will not be right.
Oh, Lennox Smith. Morning, Mr. Allen, morning to you.
Yes.
Pleasant good morning to you as well.
Nice. Well, Mr. Kurt Allen, boy, you are live on the Ground Report program. Yours truly, the Pitbull Radio, and Lennox Smith here. And my colleague, myself, and everyone want to tell it, Kaiso. Lennox, you go ahead now, man, because I'm so excited about this tune.
In fact, we are saying, Mr. Allen, pleasant morning to you. We are saying that it's a breath of fresh air to know, of course, that you have taken the bull by the horn. But we wanted to find out first and foremost what motivated you. We know that you are an exponent in the industry. That goes without saying. And I'm sure that all of Trinidad and Tobago, except the very young among us, may not be, but certainly your reputation is large and looms, of course, fabulously. But what triggered you to coin or to accept such a song for the purpose, knowing full well how the crowd responds to songs like that at Skinner's Park?
Well, traditionally, that has been the role of the Calypsonian to articulate and amplify. What the stress on amplifying the concerns of the people. So as an exponent of the art and coming from a tradition where in terms of social commentary, my mentors in social commentary would have been the Black Stallion, the Mighty Chungus, and of course, Coco and Watchman in particular. Now, what I found over the years, you would have noticed that the Calypso basically have changed, and the Calypsonians have changed and softened their tone a lot. But for the past couple of years, on a personal note, I've been kind of peeved in terms of a lot of people coming and asking me, why you all not singing any political commentary now? We're not getting no political commentary. And it's not Facebook, people will come and say, we're not getting any political commentary. Now, I myself was sitting waiting to hear other Calypsonians make that contribution, because I think from between 2010 and now, I have always been making comments on political commentary. But for some reason, it seemed that this particular Friday was remaining untouched. When exactly what the song was saying. We called Eric Duffy, we called Chambers Nancy, we told Sandy this, we called Kamala names. And for some reason, there seems to be a reluctance among the council fraternity to deal with Dr. Rowley, as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And I felt, it was my responsibility to answer that call because, time was running out. This is an election year, and no Californians were saying anything for 10 years, 10 entire years. So I think, in my political conscience, as a Californian who my own political conscience, I had to make a comment.
I was shocked that you'll get through to the finals and knowing
fantastic. Fantastic. Just Andy, fantastic. I wanted to find out from you as well if you considered the possibility, as they would say, toilet paper and so on, having regard to the aloes experience sometime in the past. Did you consider that, or you figure it's your duty to tell it as it is, and that this political commentary needs to be aired, it needs to be ventilated at this time?
Yes, I knew exactly what I was getting into. I mean, I was there, present, when Beanie Stormer got toilet paper, when Gypsy got toilet paper, when Aloes got toilet paper. And I know that anything perceived to be anti a particular organization, you were going to receive that toilet paper. However, it must be noted that if you go back to the tapes in those days, you will see the entire Skinner Park had toilet paper. When you look left, right, and center, toilet paper. In my case, there was only the people to the front. And they had also...
Yeah, they only put it on... they didn't give it up in the air. They didn't throw it or be quasi-violent, if you want to call it that. Yeah, there was no such... It was a sedate kind of toilet paper episode.
Yes, and even when I was looking at them directly into their faces and they're looking at me and smiling, and you could see that they were probably paid or had some incentive to do that. And it's not to say they really wanted to do that to me. That's what I got from, actually looking at them.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, it was okay with me. I already knew what to expect. And, it's my duty. If people who go to war, for example, they know what to expect. They know that bullets will be flying at them. Yet still they put on that army suit and they jump on that flight and head out to war. As a Calistonian and the last version, I know I was going into war. And, when you go into war, you expect anything.
Nice. My question is, you getting into the finals was shocking to me, knowing that it always have rumors that the whole Calypso Fiesta, Calypso thing, people they say it's a PNM party, a group controlled by the political directorates, and that the judges may not have pick you out, and the talk is too that you're reaching to the finals, but would these judges honestly recognize the talent, or not only talent, the breath of fresh air that now resides itself back in Trinidad and Tobago when it comes to Calypso, whereby in getting the whole country now back involved, including one of the major players who was run out. That is why today the Calypso industry was dying, which is the East Indian people, and a scene where the whole of Trinidad and Tobago, whether it be the East Indian, the African, or whatever, cling to your tune.
All right. That's a positive. Whatever the judges decide to do in the finals, that's on them. I am there to represent and do what I have to do and get that voice out. I must note in 2010, when I won the Calypso Monarch with Too Bright, it was also perceived as an anti-PNM song, and it won the Calypso Monarch. So if that is any precedent, I want to believe that I should be treated fairly on Sunday.
Nice. Well, we're going to play this tune while you're on. Go ahead, Lennox, if you have an expression.
My final question, I want to give a final question before I forget. In your post-mortem, and of course preparing, I suppose, something special for the March, have you considered in your analysis the sedateness of the audience is as a consequence of the fact that they may well be facing the reality of the content of that particular rendition? The content maybe give them the fact that you're talking facts, and therefore for the first time, they have not responded in the way that one would have expected them to respond with toilet paper. Have you looked at that? That's my question.
I'm not really, I haven't paid much attention to it, to be honest with you. I'm glad that you raised it, also it's now becoming like, I could look at that aspect, but it didn't, to be honest, I never thought about it.
All right.
Nice. Well, let's all of us together now, Trinidad and Tobago again, because we have been playing it since boy, I ain't gonna lie, you controlled that stage. You had me, everybody. I telling you, the Pitbull saying they number one. The Pitbull saying each and every one of you, let me get the skin up to the big stage, the Queen's Park Savannah. I think that will be Sunday night. It's Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night.
Let me go there with our flags.
Yeah, the Majra, yes.
At the Majra, let me go there with our flags. All who endorse Mr. Kurt Allen and this big tune. Let me go there, wave, say Kurt, it's your turn. He turn now. All of you that sing, that all you enjoy now, all you know sing Kaiso. Let us all head to the Majra this Sunday in support of Kurt Allen. And when he hit that stage, we must overwhelm everybody that there, including the judges. Let them know, Kaiso, and this is supposed to be the Majra of Trinidad and Tobago 2025. Let me take it there together, and then we'll just take one or two quick calls for people that will just want to ask you some things there. No
problem.
Yeah, man. What big tune, man.
Thank you, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, stay there. You can always log on to Real Media TTO on Guile and wherever you will see it on running. Way, boy. Like a spirit was moving here that day in the semifinals. They look again in the finals. You was a serious man, boy.
You began in the Senate of opposition and waited your turn. Demanding as you PM in directions you studied. And you paid attention to Robbie Pandetta, also there, all the mistakes. So there is not one excuse that you can make, none that we can take. But we give you a clue to write the media what to have. You take the media, with propaganda, it's selling drugs. We give you 2 terms as PM of this nation. So now it's like your obligation to give you a term before your resignation. Remember as we call every we call chambers don't see you. It's we who we glory like a body. So if you say you are a bully, don't take it personally. Tell your friends and your family, it comes with the duty, it's yours. But do not believe that we are afraid to call a GR source made of it. We will tell you like a show, Dr. Lowe. Bang, bang, bang. I will never penny, and we have to say. You look up once you get the word. You say the fuck is going to stop and the TV talk when you took your the airport scandal section 24 it like a raging bull. You declared war and we took the pain. But since you get your turn, nobody gets jailed for corruption. Since you get your turn, no members of the opposition in prison. Since you get 2 terms, you promise to set things right. White collar trying to hold the fight, but is a set apart with no fight. Remember it's people, and the racists, we even call them rapists. Say them about set up in jail, they come on looking trail. So when we say the government represents 2%, the rich get richer, the poor man in the gutter. But do not believe your powers of Meccato could override the power of this calypso. The ancestors wouldn't allow. So much unemployment for situations. Remember, this is Patrick running in the road. He run wider because of the car that passes around the corner. You run down the tire. Political battles are taken away. You stood up and fought. And when they came with this slander, and then you say, you took them to court. So we give you a turn to guard, protect, defend the treasure. We give you a turn to secure the national security. We give you 2 turns to be the mastermind. Reduce violence and crime, but others are the highest of all time. Remember it's the Paul, Manny Crocker, we say he's a piper. Absurd. Battles like a louse, kick him out of his house. So if you say you are a puppet, you're lying in your pocket. And when you're shining in your head, you're dread and anti-dread. But do not believe, because you're brought man down. You couldn't do the same to the scallop soda. And then hold the other down. Got around. Sing before the go. Just as I can say. After 45 years of public service, you deserve arrest. So you're anointed as you're not going to try.
Everybody right here, everybody right here.
That you're so for this, having real problems. Nation, they know the power of every days to say that. They say you're killing the world. Don't I know this time, be underneath. To create a recreated industry. You're dedicated to be a superstar. Legalize marijuana and make it generally like remember it's the Paul, Captain Trucker, she chewing marijuana. When you say no standard, you're talking about chicha. No! So if you go about your father, the angels at your slaughter. Did I mention with the other pension? Well, do not believe you will invincible, or that the young stars is capable. And you know that you're no next, but don't stop your turn. Before I go.
Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang,
Guys, we had to play the whole thing, boy, Mr. Kurt Allen. We had to play this whole thing because it really, it's like a spirit was moving you that night, boy. I see when they play walking like a cripple there, you see the Lekoto Jumbi can bring down that calypso. Oh God!
Yeah.
Boy, he going bad,
Yeah,
boy.
he had everything in it, man. Everything. I suppose that's why that all created the placidness of the crowd. They had to take it. They had to absorb.
The man talk about the cat too. He talk about the cat too and about meow.
Somebody asked, what's his view on the Petrotrin oil refinery? Somebody called on this side to ask that, so I let me just post that thing one time.
Yeah. That look out on Sunday.
On Sunday. On Sunday, leave that fame for Sunday, man. What?
Yeah.
That big.
All right, okay, man. I say no more. We don't give a bated breath, my friend.
But hold
on. I have to get my ticket, boy.
Yeah, boy. We have to go down there, boy.
If I don't get one, I have to find a way to storm that. I have to find a way to storm that and the what?
I'm a rehearsal now. I'm a rehearsal now and I am next, so I have to exit.
Oh, you had to exit. All right. Well, people go call and give the comments whether you there or not. But we look forward to Sunday and everyone coming to give you that support. Sunday, please God, at the match ground to be the next. To be the next
tremendous success, my friend.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
All right. Oh boy.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah, man.
Yes. People, of course, the expectant crowning of a new Calypso King. We just interviewed, of course, for us one of the best calypsos for the season, and of course addressing the realities of Trinidad and Tobago today, and that is where we must go. Our conviction must not be that because of some Chinese man or because of some texture of skin or color of hair and texture of hair that you are going to be it will condition who you support and what you support. No, it must be reality, and I think that is a classic example of how Trinidad and Tobago must go moving forward.
Hold 1 minute there. Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Boba. Nice here. I want to congratulate Kurt Allen and wish them success. And he's also an independent thinking citizen, right? And he stands up for what is right and what is not wrong. He's an independent artist, an independent thinking citizen. And I also want to say to Tuco that they should allow the artists to make their contribution. Maybe want to put more lines in the song, they must be allowed. And not have them trapped in. They must be free to add more lines to the song. Or the finals, if they want to do that, they must be free to do that. And don't put that law in place. Right? So that's my contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
I did. That was the caller who called you in his interview. Go ahead, caller.
Yes. Go ahead, caller. I could say tomorrow, please God. He said tomorrow. Well, on that day, he go talk about the refinery on Sunday. So we had to go down there to hear what Kurt had to tell everybody refinery.
Yeah. We couldn't let him let the cat out the bag. That may well be the edge that he wants to topple him into the numero uno position.
But I will want to use that. Hey, you look at Daddy News right now. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning. Blessed Friday to all of your listeners. Blessed Friday to Trinidad and Tobago. In the heat of the night, in the heat of pan jam wine, this government came and gave our refinery, or leased our refinery, to a company called Orlando, correct? Whilst the people are distracted. Anyone knows how much debt that company is in? According to its 2024 report, based on its 2023 financials, Orlando PLC is carrying a debt on its books of $1.1 billion US. $1.1 billion US in debt. That is the company that got our refinery. Not too long ago, Orlando PLC could not cover its short-term liabilities. It could not pay its, for example, it couldn't pay a light bill, it couldn't pay this, it could only pay part of it. That was the state of the company that you all selected to get our refinery. And Stuart Young has the audacity to come and tell us he's doing this for us. The same way that this government wants to take away pensions from everybody is not for UNC, he said. It's not for PNM, it's for country. Well, you see, that same way he taking it away from everybody. The same way they got rid of Caroni, they got rid of Petrotrin. It's not just for one people. The same way they went into our Heritage and Stabilization Fund over 9 times. It's not for me, it's not for you, it's for everybody. The same way that Stuart Young has over hundreds of recusals. It's we have to pay that. It's not PNM people, it's not UNC people, it's all of us. So he was right, Lennox. He was right, Andy. It's not for any one person. All of us bearing the burden of these decisions. I want to ask those 2 other companies that bid for that contract or bid for, in that RFP. What were the financials of those companies? Were they worse off than Oando, a company that has no experience in refinery and has a questionable past, as well as have questionable financials?
All right.
If these companies had better financials than Oando, then why weren't they selected? If they had worse financials than Oando, why didn't this government go back out to market and stop this at this point in time? So let me leave that there, Andy, because it's Carnival Friday, Bacchanal Friday, and it's more Bacchanal upon Bacchanal.
No, but this is good. This is good. Don't worry about that. It's Carnival Friday, Bacchanal Friday, and this is good. Right now, remember, go and call Arnold Roberts because it's Carnival Friday, Bacchanal Friday, and who best?
We have to mind our business in spite of that, because after Bacchanal Friday and Merry Monarch, Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday comes and reality strikes.
Nice.
Thank you, Kurt, for, of course, keeping the reality afloat during the course of the carnival by virtue of your contribution in 2025.
Nice. So while I'm getting Senator Arnold Roberts, because it's Bacchanal Friday, as well as say, but we keeping the positivity. Hey. Look, Mr. Arnold Roberts here already, man, but I want him to hear this tune, boy. Everybody going Queen's Park, the Savannah Sunday. For this big tune here, boy, take a little piece now.
No, boss, I hear that tune before it was even released. I get advance copy, boy. Talent?
Yeah, boy.
What? It's Rowley time now. I could add on about 20 verse for you right now. You understand? Starting from 1969 when Rowley was a teacher and used his power to get pum-pum from a girl at school age. I could add on a verse if you want to be a minister. Walk down past the tree door, the parrot, open the door and lie down on the red couch. All you want to add is he turn now. You understand?
No.
Where you ride out to go California.
Unlimited material.
Yeah, because I am sing for the whole Damascus. Why Dublin Thomas give himself a contract to produce the Damascus? All you will find is a conflict when he's a deputy chairman of NCC. But it a worse to write on Kirtal and Kaiso till all that toilet paper blowing the wind. And to them few 8 people toilet paper, all you couldn't do it, all you couldn't fake it better than that, boy. That's the worst toilet paper I ever see. All you plan to give a man toilet paper, come out there and flop all the rest of people love the Kaiso.
Because the only way they built it.
Yeah, they can't build it, they halfway it. It look like they needed to save it because
the man say, well, is a good aspect he has to look at, because they didn't build it because they would have, their conscience pricked them and they had to face the reality of the content.
Not only that, Lennox, you on the ground. You know why they couldn't belt it. They have to take that home. If they pelt it, they are nothing to wipe the bamsy later because of inflation. They can't pelt that.
Yeah.
They have to take back home and put it back on the toilet. Yeah, they can't pelt that expensive thing. On the PNM, toilet paper come like gold. Don't worry, they couldn't pelt that.
Anyway, gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
What are you calling it right here for, boy? I miss all here, boy.
Yes, it's Carnival Friday, and we say we can't close off or go into after Carnival without hearing what's the latest from the Douglas himself. And when it comes to Trinidad and Tobago, obviously, look, you see we're going over the refinery and all this thing. So let's give you a rundown. Give you a rundown or anything else.
Right.
Let's give you a rundown.
Let me give you a rundown. As you ball the word refinery, I'm doing it like extempo. You see, I can't sing, but I can talk extempo. So you say refinery, let me get this now. All your PNM people, Trinidad and Tobago, you have just seen the latest move of a desperate, corrupt government rushing before they lose the election to try to take the last piece. They close down your refinery. They suffer you. You have everything in the country not working. And they come here now to stand up when one prime minister run away to California, we don't know why, to put a next one who free the own people and cannot go up one man, one vote for PNM leader, to come and tell you that they select a company called Orlando. When you just Google the name, all that has come up is allegations of corruption, impropriety, lack of accountability, no transparency, no financial, delisting on stock exchange, problems with capital. And all of a sudden now, when they're telling you the sale of the refinery is imminent, the sale. Small print come yesterday to tell you about lease. No, but none of the media say, but what do you mean about lease? So you mean Orlando don't have the money to buy it? They don't have the capital? You rejected the OWTU. You rejected Patriotic, who had $700 million US to give all you. And remember saying, now we already want that because stretch it for 11 years. How come you reach lease now? Anybody ask them that? But let me tell you something. When you hear Kurt Allen Calypso, understand this. Let me do a wrap-up of this PNM web of corruption for you. Because all of you out there will know that if you rank Rowley versus Kamla, Kamla 2010 May to September 2015, and Rowley September 2015 to present, you know that Kamla wins on every index, every parameter. If you're a school child, you know that you had laptop, you had more funding for planning school, culture, art, your teachers were better paid, exam performance was better in SEA, less failures, less dropout, CAPE, CSEC, more scholarships. They cut scholarship down to bursary if you was in university, down to Tech Voc and university, up to 58,000 students was getting revenue and things to pay through gate with Fazal Karim and Kamla Prasad Bisesa. That cut down from 726 million down to 285 million, down to 28,000 children. So at least 30,000 children, young people per year, cannot attend university unless their parents dig in their pocket deep, go and borrow money, go and look for Susuman. If you like road, you know the road was better under Jack Warner, Surjata, Rambacha and Kamla. If you like sport, well, that is a non-starter because the only thing happened good in sports is Rowley, but Champagne, she have plenty nice handbags. If you like health, and health is important to you and your family, you know under Ford, Cam and Kamla, you was getting service, you was getting your dialysis, you was getting your oncology drugs. Hospital was built under Jolene John and Rural Muniral across the board, healthcare, CDAP, you were getting your medicine. If you like water, you must like water, you like to bathe, you like to drink water, you like to turn on your tap. 74% of the population was getting 24/7 supply in the house water. That went down to a low 2 years ago of 12% and now stands at 28%. If you like anything safety and security, while safety and security is never the best, it was better under Kamla. Murder rate was lower. Police had a total communication network. Border was under protection. Radar was working. Air guard had plane. Helicopter was flying. And there was a fight against the criminals. Under Rowley, blood flow in the street anywhere or everywhere. 25,563 rounds of ammunition missing from the defense force. And now we see at a murder scene, a regiment bullet was found. in a state of emergency, murders reach 57, 58, and then Scotland would weave in the head, tell me about it improve. This, anytime you measure Kamala versus Rowley lost. Economy lost. Foreign exchange lost. NGC, profit under Kevin Ramnarayan and Kamala, losses under Small Pin, Franklin and Rowley. Anything you check, Rowley lost. But you know what PNM people say? You know what other people say? Because the PNM media has tried to say it. Kamala was real good. But all your Indian corrupt. Oh Lord, all your thief. No. Some people try to say it. Let me leave that aside. Because once you get a group of people in any part, in any field, some people will be nefarious and so on. No. Let's deal with that corruption thing head on, okay? And Lennox, you are a very good accountant. You are a very good man who keeps score properly, okay? I want you to keep score. Off the top of my head, extempo. Lennox, you hear me?
Yes, Lennox, you hear me?
Loud and clear, go ahead.
Nice,
Okay,
you go ahead,
take out your
Senator.
pen and pencil. You take out your pen and pencil. If anybody home, take out your pen and pencil. When you talk about corruption, there is something called red flags. So we're going to count red flags of the PNM versus the UNC. Red flags mean when there is no corporate governance. That's big word to say checks and balances. So in order to thief money, it's easier to thief when you remove checks and balances, when you remove process, when you remove systems, it's easier to thief, okay? So let me deal with corruption. And I start off by telling you, Keith Rowley and his PNM is the most corrupt government in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. One, they have spent more money in 9.5 years than any other government, over $600 billion, and nothing works. Total chaos. Nobody is happy. No group, no labor movement, no group of people. Now, let us go. Red flag number one. Kamala Prasad Bisesa passed through procurement legislation to put eyes, ears, and accountability, transparency, and oversight on the people money. Rowley first and all, and tick off the red flag. Left it for his first term and did nothing. He did nothing for the first 5 years except coming, but come every 18 months and say, just now it coming. Just now it coming. A man get appointed procurement regulator, he contract finished and he never had to regulate nothing. Then in the second term when Rowley called election in COVID-19 and people say, but he doing good in COVID, and then 35,000 people couldn't come home to vote. Rowley then takes it a step further. He goes into the parliament. Listen carefully, because I don't know if people understand. Kamala Prasad Bisesa had a procurement legislation that had lock, key, laser, signal, alarm on your money. So that if anybody want to try to thief your money at anywhere along the process, they could get caught, it could get reversed, and the contract could stop and start over process. Rowley came into the parliament and gutted, weakened that legislation, took out the teeth out of it. In order for what? Why would a human being want to weaken safety around the treasury? Why would a human being, a prime minister, want to make it easier for people to thief? Anybody ever asked themselves that and watch Rowley in his face with Small Pin and them? They came and they took out disposal of assets. Look, you're talking about the refinery. Do you know that the procurement regulator can't do nothing about the refinery? Can't go in there, can't stop it. Because why? Rowley and Al-Rawi, with Small Pin Young, removed disposal of assets out of the purview of the office of the procurement regulator when they gutted it, and an independent inverted commas senator voted for that to say, yes, boy, that makes sense. Them want to thief, let me help them thief, let me make it easier. Take off, let me go to our next red flag. Another red flag with corporate governance to protect your money is the more eyes on the money, the harder it is to thief. Why? Because you feel the more people that have to pass through the process, you must find some good people. You must find some Lennox Smith who go say, hey, what is going on there? Stop that there. That looking bad. Correct that. The people need the value for money. You might see a Andy. Do you understand? You might see a Kurt Allen. But when you close down the number of eyes on the money, it's easier to thief. Okay. Kamala Prasad Bisesa said one person to chair one board. There are over 5,365 people that are put on boards in this country. Approximately 183 different state boards and so on that control and spend people's money. Kamala Prasad Bisesa said one person per board. Okay? Rowley said, all my friend and them going on plenty board. So Ingrid Lashley, who is my Chinese gate neighbor, 9 board. Eustace Nances, former PNM Mayor Arima, and Rowley Bridget, 7 board. Newman George, Rowley golfing partner and friend of 45 years, on 7 board. Rowley personal attorney, Kwamena, who even if he wanted to sell out Rowley can't because it's attorney-client privilege. He on 3 or 4 board. Caribbean Airlines, who put no accounts for 9 years. Kwamena Rowley lawyer there. Rowley lawyer heritage now. TPHL, that Rowley lawyer. Interlocking directorships. That's another red flag, meaning PNM in the lead for allowing thieving. Here the next one. Boards, you always try to keep the decision makers far away from the process. So decision makers in this case in governance is the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. So what you do is you have a minister, below that you have a permanent secretary, below the ministry you have a board of whatever company. That board will have an evaluation committee. They will then go and advertise and tender. That evaluation committee will report to a subcommittee at the board. The board will then check and vet and then send back to the ministry, and the ministry will send it to the cabinet. That's a good process. You see, along that line, plenty eyes. So somebody with a good heart could say, hey, stop that there. How that so close? That the minister, brother? No, they could put a stop to it. You understand? So what Rowley and them do? Let's talk about Bridgman's. Go back and see. Because that crooked money is still running, and as Rowley call it crooked money, right? With the Sea Bridge, with that Kobo Star, that old piece of nonsense boat that only worth about 7,000 US per day. But for the last 8 years, Trinidad and Tobago paying 22,500 US per day for that nonsense. And Rowley call it crooked money. But the crooked money is flowing. But you know how the crooked money came out of the treasury? It was Rowley who approved that by himself. Cabinet didn't approve it. Rowley gave prime ministerial approval over the phone. The man didn't even read the Charter Party agreement. That is a red flag for corruption. He then went back to the cabinet for covering approval. In between that, we found him lying also about that. But then Rowley went a step further. He said, boy, I get away with that, with Bridgman and things, and the media leave me, and the people leave me, and the police leave me. Let me do a new thing now. Let me let ministers procure a vessel now. So think back now. Rowley tell Colmimbot and a committee with Shampakujo and Smallpin to go and purchase a fast ferry. But they end up go on lease a fast ferry, right? But they end up purchasing the Galleon's Passage, a slow boat to China that nobody else go on. If you go on it, you're bound to vomit. For $120 million. And then Rowley come and say, well, it really wasn't a fast ferry we wanted. We got a slow boat because we built a port in Toko. Where the port? The Galleon Passage there purchased by ministers for about 7 years. They have any port, any bush cut in Toko or any port? And all you leave that. How much red flag we reach there? Here the next red flag. Whenever you see prime ministers and decision makers meeting face to face with goods and service providers, wave your red flag like it's time to party on the Savannah stage. Wave your flag like it's Bungie talking about carry it because they're carrying your money out of the treasury. Rowley and Smallpin have met as leaders of this country, as ministers with more goods and service providers than any prime minister and head minister in history. And when you have decision makers meeting face to face with upstreamers and negotiating, and then somehow you see the country lost but somebody win, that's red flag for thieving. When you see ministers traveling without permanent secretary and without board members and without experts and negotiating, red flag after red flag, pure and total corruption. We all now understand when it comes to corruption, Rowley's web of Inez Gate friends, Rowley's interlocking directorships, Rowley's overreach, Rowley's face-to-face negotiation, and telling you the people that he's the best negotiator. Not that that is a red flag, you know. He could transform the whole norms of best practice in the globe to normalize corruption. And the mass media, the Express, the Guardian of Asha Javid and PNM, TV6, CNC3 of JW, every concert is JW, PNM making money all over the place. The I-95, Tony Lee with the old self, still reading out, play away number and so on. No young people can get a break. Only nepotism and corruption in the PNM. How dare them call anybody corrupt? PNM under Rowley is the most corrupt government in the history of the Caribbean. That's why nothing works. And we now have to buy marine oil, bunker it with Rowley oil from Jamaica. How many red flags you get it?
Boy, you need 100 so far. Way.
100 red flag because PNM is red. And that red flag of corruption versus Kamla. That's why you know that when they say how you was living, do the farmer nappy, how you living. When you was living under Kamla 2010 to 2015, small contractors had work, people had opportunity. You could have go to buy a little land. You could have get through. Houses were being built by Munilal. Your education, you was getting textbook and laptop. Transportation was better, smoother. Getting water, opportunity. You were safer. University, diversification, revenue streams, 55,000 jobs under Kamla. Under Rowley, all the money spent, nothing works, and a web of corruption stretching from Inez Gate straight up Rowley K-Pax. And if all you want to vote for that, well, go ahead. I go in Sunday and listen to Kurt Allen. Because Rowley, before you go, your bald head over your man. We will deal with you.
Right, before you go, big question. The opposition leader said that the UNC incoming government would not be honoring anything dealing with the purchase of our refinery. And remember, I always put out that the people of Trinidad and Tobago are interested. They're not saying that we can't go into a partnership, but we want to run the refinery. Why it is everybody else better? We are the expertise. It's only 100 years or 100 years in doing this. How manage somebody else to come, run it and make a profit? Why we can't run our own refinery, start back our own refinery and make the same profit that running as somebody else?
Let me answer your question. Every company that Rowley, Smallpin and the PNM has negotiated with to buy, sell or take over our assets of the people in Trinidad and Tobago has had questions to answer. How come our assets, how come our things not good enough for good companies, companies of high standing, companies of accountability and transparency? Rowley find Bridgemans, Rowley find Trafigura PTE, ES Euro Shipping with Delcy Rodriguez, Maduro, Telechea, Astrubal Chavez, a convicted narco-terrorist. Rowley find Jindal, corruption allegations. Rowley find Quantum, the two electricians that didn't even have an office. Bridgman had no office. How come Rowley and them just find all these fly-by-night questionable companies to do deal with? Rowley went and find all kind of people. Rowley was the acting minister of housing when he made a contract with China against Gesbu, and they put the bill house, and they had the PNM The contract was so corrupt. The PNM who made the contract had to stop the contract. How come everybody have questions to answer that Rowley want to negotiate with? All you ever ask yourself that? When you want to see who somebody is, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. Rowley and Small Pin friends all have questions to answer. Them don't have no good friend. So fire burn the PNM. Fire burn Small Pin. He has flopped. Dragon Gas gone. And Camille asked you, what's wrong with the we? Well, Trump show all you that when you're dealing with a dictator, a narco-terrorist, a trafficker, and a drug man, that he will deal with an undemocratic despot like Maduro. Imagine Rowley and Small Pin supporting Maduro. A man who Frank coming by election lost 66 to 33% and claim he win. And Rowley fighting to defend that. All you get rid of Rowley. He is a stain on our flag. And the stain is smelling good. God
next question before I go. No, our next big question. Quick. Again, because the people want to know. Again, as you say, we find ourselves in real hot water based on the Dragon Gas deal and being friends through the Prime Minister them with Venezuela. Bypassing CARICOM Guyana, which this government put the country in a situation where Ghana don't want to have no kind of deal with us. People are saying, when the UNC win back the next election, would we now look to hold our CARICOM border, Guyana, to see if we can get back, instead of a dragon in Venezuela, see if we could look onto Ghana as a CARICOM.
Boss, the UNC has intelligent people. The UNC have people who pass mathematics, unlike Camille, who never even took a O-level mathematics exam. The UNC has people who are qualified in each and every sphere, in every field, to the highest levels, whether it is in medicine, in law, engineering, construction, business. We don't have Fitzgerald Hines who takes 7 subjects and fails 6 and boasting on the radio. So understand it. We could walk and chew gum. So not only, don't think that Dragon dead, you know. Rowley's Dragon dead. Small Pin Dragon dead. Maduro's Dragon dead. Delcy's Dragon, whatever secret deal them make inside, face to face while dancing conga line, that dead. When there's a new government in Trinidad and Tobago of Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the Prime Minister, when there's the correct duly elected government of González Urrutia in Venezuela, Dragon will be negotiated properly by the public servants, by those engineers who are hired to see about the country's interest. So that will go ahead. It's Rowley and Small Pin personal deal that dead. Secondly, Guyana is we brother. Guyana we love. Guyana we protect. UNC fight for Guyana. It is PNM who actually sent people of the PNM over in Guyana. When the Guyanese government before was trying to keep our election, is the most bold-faced thieving ever seen. Statement of poll in a marginal area. 7 parties. Everybody has 7 copies saying one result. And the chief come out and read out a whole new result that never exists, given the former incumbent, which the PNM was supporting. Remember Lovell Francis, a minister in the PNM, say the Duns UNC lost in Ghana as if it are UNC in Ghana. The PNM supported corruption and stealing of elections in Ghana. It was international observers and pressure that made sure the result was correct. Kamala Prasad Bisesa and her government will have pristine, brilliant, respectful relationship with the government of Guyana, and Trinidad and Tobago's people will have opportunities to earn, to help, and guide in partnership with the government of Guyana, as it should be. Rowley is a disgusting human being, and he must go. And Rowley, before you go, take this one from the Douglas. He is the worst in history. You pathetic fool.
Right, and before I go, just people at your TV there, I see you get a birthday thing last year, so Oh God, but I have this thing up because I'm trying to make sure I get a picture for it, because remember we on Gali Caribbean 20 people over the Caribbean, so I say, well, let them know. Say, tell boy, I see you doing a dance here with your daughter, I see you there fishing, we see you there, just being you, and this is what people like. People that is just being them, just normal. And boy, I see where you have a son and all day, where is a lawyer, and watch you in your blue and red thing they do in the Congo dancing there. Just oh boy, you're good.
I didn't know where you see that since last year, August.
Yeah, all right. No, look it up. I played up on Guyana and on the live day now. You there with Tabla Passad, say you there with all these people, them day, man.
Don't ever get tied up. A lady asked me the other day by the school. So Anel, when the government change and you're a minister, you will still be so friendly and talking to all of we? I say, ma'am, I've been there, done that, and me change a little bit. Man who know me from school since 1980 in Fatima, they will know. So let the PNM know. Yes, and it will be out in Juve and a drink White Oak and soda. And it will be jumping and dancing with my girlfriend. Yes. And I love the soca. And it will be in Pan Saturday and I will enjoy myself. And it will spend the money and support the vendors on the side and not take no all-inclusive drink on the road. So PNM, I love you, I love my culture. But when I wake up Wednesday morning, I wake up bright, early, and intelligent. All your PNM just go to bed dotish and wake up stupid. God bless.
All right, Senator Roberts.
Inimitable.
Yes.
Adel Roberts, of course. Vast amount of knowledge, current events. I think the man is exceptional. I understand he can talk some Spanish too, so that you really. So he's extremely versatile and a perfect fit for the UNC, because the UNC has clearly shown that it is academically, intellectually, and of course cerebrally superior to all parties, in fact, in Trinidad and Tobago.
But what we will see, Lennox Smith,
of contradiction.
What I believe we will see.
Why am I saying so? Imagine the winning a government that doesn't hesitate to spend money lavishly on legal fees, and the UNC in opposition and their lawyers beating them, whether it be at the Privy Council to make sure that local government elections come, and of course more recently when of course they were unable to win any matter that of course they say that they would win, like of course the Jawala matter. And we can go on and on.
But I ain't gonna lie. What it is, he also bring to the table and open my minds up more when he said the Dragon Gas deal ain't dead. It's really Rowley and Maduro and Stuart Young and them deal dead. And the hopes of Trinidad and Tobago being part of Ghana, big energy, new emerging economy, that will be booming and alive. But why watch that with all of this? And I didn't really watch it so. And it was when Maduro moved, and it have a new Venezuelan government where we could now negotiate openly, not secretly, with that same Dragon Gas thing. Brother, Trinidad and Tobago going and boom again, under the UNC, hear why. We will have Guyana. By then, Venezuela and Maduro them going and have a democratic elected president in Venezuela. And we gonna live both of the two worlds. Pipeline from Guyana.
Win.
Pipeline from Guyana. Right there, Venezuela and we friends.
Everybody wins. Yeah.
Everybody wins. So in order for Trinidad to grow, the PNM got to go. All of the lines are open. We keep you all back out of the program for just a little too long. So the lines are open. I'm gonna give you all the numbers.
It was worthy.
It was worthy. So what's your contributions? What's your front burner? What says though? What else Anil didn't say, or Lennox didn't say, or the Pitbull didn't say, that you all need to say in order for we to continue to inform our people? In that way, they will make an informed decision in the next general elections when it's coming to moving the PNM. Again, young is Rowley is young. At the end of the day, the PNM is the problem. In order for Trinidad and Tobago to grow, the PNM got to go. The lines are open. Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open. Oh boy.
Man can't tell me how much money he spent was given to Venezuela. He must know there's a real score point, and he would normally have it at the tip of his lips. How we know that a fella in charge is charged for a particular matter in court and how much bail he on and all of that? How we know that? How we don't know? Only because it's UNC, and they orchestrated. These fellas are pathetic failures.
Very, very pathetic. And real failures. Right, all the lines are open for you, all. I want to check for some voice notes too. Right, it's your turn now. It's your turn.
Yeah, do that, my friend.
It's your turn now. All right, let me hear what it is.
I wonder if he will be drunk outside the savannah like last year.
That all you could come out. The man say this drinking white oak and soda. He don't hide. Rowley and the said Rowley don't drink. Stuart don't no drink. The man where you see where you get it, and now everybody sure about. Everybody sure about that.
But they had to carry Rowley home outside the oval. One time the oval they had to carry home and they say he fall down.
But
yeah, he was intoxicated to the point where he fell down.
Morning caller.
But they don't pretend as though they don't indulge.
The man is the man. And then when I ready, look, my Muslim community love me. I love my Muslim community. And when I ready, sometimes I celebrate. I don't drink rum. But I will have a Trinidad beer. I will have a stag, a drink, man. Relax with a drink at the stag. I want to and relax. Hey, so what? I see worse.
And how often? And now and then you may overdo, as I do. But that doesn't take away your ability to contribute
and to do your job. Go ahead, caller. What the hell? So you say he does drink rum and. Well, I don't drink rum, but I just drink beer. Lennox just drink beer. So, and what? We bad? What? We can't do our jobs? What? We can't represent Trinidad? What? We go think more stupid than all you're thinking out of the PLM? Come on now, man. Go ahead, caller.
The thing with them is always some illusion. They do it more than everybody else, But because you're in C, they do it behind closed doors. Because you ain't see, they're suggesting that they do indulge in what is considered to be part of the culture of the country. Man, they're too fake.
Good morning, Ground Report.
Around.
To the Puna here, fellas. Lennox, remember I called you yesterday and I asked you to consider 2 articles on the papers and to review it. And maybe we could have a little discussion on that this morning. You remember that, Lennox? Hello?
Well, both all you can't have no dialogue between each other. Please give us your contribution because we want to. Okay. Yes, man. Go ahead.
What I am saying is this, Andy. Remember, we were blacklisted on several things because of our failure to comply with international standards and what have you. And we had to succumb to the parliament rush thing. Quick, to get the opposition support because we would have been blacklisted. But the fact is now, we are in a very serious and precarious position where this PNM government has put us in. Because then you look at what is happening by the whole justice system, the police service, the commissioner of police. You have an attorney general who is a notorious liar. And so much people winning cases against the government, and the Attorney General being banned from America. Because now this is a crucial thing, eh?
Lennox. We just now there, Mr. Tunapuna. Just now there. Let me just, because we had a little break in the audio, but it's back now. It's back. All right.
Yeah, I got a little silence there.
Yeah. So we are back. We are back now. Yeah.
So well,
Yeah, you go ahead, Mr. Tunapuna.
I'm making a special appeal.
Yeah. You go ahead.
Lavantil Mova and that constituency there and surrounding areas there. It is very critical and crucial to this election. And you need to get to the Love Movement, who is now part of the affiliation of the partnership in this election. You need to get the people to come out there now. Early o'clock, Lennox. Have a mass meeting with the citizens of the constituency and let them know all that what is happening, that there is no hope for them with this PNM government and what they have put us in, that, there is nothing to take place. We have to come out now, mobilize the people, get their views and whatnot, so that we could, when it's time for the election, we could make have a full knowledge of what the people really want and come out and get their support and so that we could go to the election feeling comfortable. Because right now, as it's saying, everything that this government has done and continues to do is to put us in a difficult situation. And we could be totally blacklisted. Because when you see this issue with this Nigerian company, oil company, why are you rushing to buy it to deal with them? Huh? It's the same thing with the Jindal. You believe in dealing with corrupt people. Because you know why? When you check all these track record of these people who you are associated with, it's bribe, it's corruption and whatnot. And I am of the firm view that Rowley and Stuart Young and Imbot and all of them is on the take. Money is being deposited into foreign account because when you can have sign agreement with non-disclosure and all this kind of thing, it only leaves room for speculation. And unless we don't get together and call on all these so-called independent institutions to speak out, they will have a hand to play in what is taking place in this country. And I find it very silent, especially the people in the energy sector. Understand, fellas? So we, as I say, I don't want to take up much more time, but it's a crucial thing that the time has reached. This is crunch time now. And if people fail to open their mouth and stay silent, as King Austin said in the Calypso, unscrupulous people sit idly by and let everything just pass. This is what is happening in this country. And the only person that I see that had the fortitude to speak out and challenge the government was the Auditor General. And we need more independent people than them. We need the DPP. You have to play your role now, DPP. You just don't sit down behind the scene and say, well, you're waiting on this and you're waiting on that. You have to speak out. Otherwise, nobody will, no investor, nobody will have any confidence in Trinidad and Tobago and come here to invest in anything. You understand? So all you have to speak out, the time has reached that everybody, all hands on deck, and to give support to Kamla Prasad Bisesa and the UNC incoming government so that we could rebuild. And as merchants say, come let us build a nation together. And brothers, have a blessed day.
Thank you very much, caller. Next caller, morning caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Morning again, gentlemen. Barack Paul here again. Gentlemen, I have learned in my days of having my little beverages and all kind of thing. You see the people who will be complaining about alcohol and who's alcoholic and thing, always will be the one who can't buy. The one with broken, the barfly on them. Them is the kind of people who would always be looking and saying, but he's a rum sucker, he drinking rum. But them don't buy. And when you see, you go and you look at a PNM rally and thing, and you see them with a one stag in their hand. The stag hot like coffee. And they drink it, sipping one sip to rally the whole rally because none of them can buy nothing.
But boy, yeah, easy boy.
No,
God, boy, yeah, easy. The stag get hot. You could cook a pot on that stag.
All you had to do is put some coffee in the stag and his coffee. How hot the stag is, That is because our Rowley do. Remember, long time stag one thing was all kind of $3. Now you have to pay $12, $11 for a stag. So them know when they go a rally, pay the bus ticket and they buy the one stag. If that rally is 3 hours, that one stag had the last 3 hours, and otherwise they're out dry, you know, and it's fighting that rally again. But you see, the facts of the matter is, like, everybody like to make allegations and all these kind of things. Now Roberts come and put out a whole set of thing on the table there. If these PNM people want to so query what the man saying and say, okay, the government was so corrupt and thing, all these things that Anil just talk about, why they don't tape it and then go fact check it and then come and say, hey, you know what, Anil say that they lie, mislead all and all kind of thing, and prove to the population that all these men, it was a corrupt government, but they can't do that. They had to take this now and start to just, just like how Rowley does do, blame somebody, make a mama guy, talk as a dotishness, rather than come and say, hey, okay, look, I bring in facts. And that's why you see all the cases that Rowley them have in the courts, they're losing, because they're only going to make us fabricate things. And when you go in the court now and you have to present evidence, because a court don't go by hearsay and this one cost that one murder and you're dotish and stupid and thing. When you come in front of the judge and the magistrate, you have to present evidence, factual evidence. Them just can't provide that. So then you see now, everybody who they bring against the court winning millions, and is the taxpayers have to pay for that. And that is wrong. That's why you see them so. When they make their allegations, let them go and face the courts and face all the fees. So when the judge make the adjudicate on the matter and say, okay, this person for slander and for this and that, you have to pay $5 million. Let them come out and pay that out of the pocket. Don't let you and I have to pay that, because we have better things to do with money. I look at that 5-hole pothole in the road right now. We had a dodge like if you're playing stick fight. You had to carry so to deviate from the hole. Instead of paying Jawala, Rambaran and all them, that could easily fix. And these PNM people don't understand that. All what Anil just said, all you, it got the tape. Go and fact check it. And then the next program come and say, hey, Anil lie, Anil mislead the population. And then we go realize who really is the liar and who does be taking chin up and basket do to shut up people and who they support in the government. Have a good morning, gentlemen. Take care later.
Good morning to you, Lennox, Mickie, the technicians and everybody out there. Andy, well, today really proved today's Carnival Friday, and you're hearing a lot of rubber talk. Rubber talk to the east, west, north, and south. Oh my God, the rubber talk on them. But I want to tell Port of Spain, it had nobody could lie like Rowley. The man is king liar. When that man sing the song about King Lies, Rowley he was talking about. You ain't had no shame to come here and talk about anybody. Rowley, I think Rowley born lying. His stepsister, his Douglas stepsister, tell us that their grandfather always teach them lying lips are abomination to the Lord. But apparently Rowley didn't pick it up and run with it as an adult. Everything the man does be lying for. And you come in here to talk about who does lie? Look, man, go from here. We don't need you here this morning. We don't want to hear you this morning. Let me hear about the dragon deal. And Andy, the funny thing about it is, all of them supporters, PNM supporters, just pick up the lie and run with it. Imagine last night on Wall Street program, Kurt Allen was there, and he make one of the chatters a PNM.
But Lennox, mute on your side, Lennox. Mute on your side.
PNMite, Patricia Reed, a liar, because she didn't think Wall Street was going to read her comment, telling the man that he's lying in the song. And everything Kurt Allen sang in that song is what Rowley said he was going he was going to do. The man talk about Section 34 email, get everything, all the nasty things he said about Kamala, and you always saying that Kurt Allen lying because he sang against the PNM. But we all know what's going to be the results of that. But you know what? He put out a damn good calypso out here. Andy, thanks a lot and have good morning, Andy, Lennox, Mickie, and everybody out there again. Lennox, you are so right about Gary Griffith. Gary Griffith songing like a woman's scorn, right? He talking about your party, how much you bring to the table. How much did Gary Griffith bring to the table for the 2023 local government elections? It was we, the UNC supporters, who gave him that 60,000 votes. Gary has six people following him. So I don't know what nonsense he talking about. What he bringing to the table? Look at how long you are wrong. But questioning you. But you see what happens is Gary wants to be a ruler. He wants to conduct everything. He wants to rule everything. And he figure if he can't get it done, he going to mash up. But all they're not doing that. All you know, there's a coalition of interests, and everybody getting together and sitting down around the board and talking around the table. And everybody talking, putting in their 2 cents or whatever. So I don't know what nonsense Gary talking about. I want to remind Gary, it is UNC supporters that got you on the pie chart, that got you an alderman in the Diego Martin Regional Corporation. If you continue harping about the 148,000 COP voters and the 60,000 that you feel that you have, you continue with your nonsense. I don't know why he don't just shut up. I don't know why Gary don't just shut up and go in a corner and sit down like Jack Horner. Andy, good morning again, and to everybody out there. I'm sending you this my third voice note. I don't know if it's going to get played, but I'm still sending it out here. Well, Stuart Young got a baptism of fire as acting Prime Minister, and that's just a taste of what is to come. That is why coward Rowley run. Run, Rowley, run, you coward. You put Zami Boy to sit long in the hot seat and you run. That is his baptism of fire, and as I said, he has more to get. The man gets stupid. He couldn't even explain himself properly. You see, that is when you want to do wrong. You want to do wrong things and feel you can get away with it. Oh, that's all the lies that all you told coming back to haunt you now.
I wonder if could add another verse, boy. The refinery. I don't know. All right, and I want to know too, if whether for anything will be going, if it will be going to Toronto coppers or to the foreigners. Just remember too that King Austin had a big, a large song too, and they win a crown, you know, to some stupid song. So watch them. You never know.
Morning ground report.
We're not listening to the voice notes, so please make sure the background off and where we're not getting that type of feedback. That's why I didn't get to play throughout your whole voice note caller. But let's continue. I'll just play out some voice notes here and then we'll take some calls.
What crew? Right? Good talents. No. You say people don't go to the tent. The tent is a dying thing. But these are the calypsos used to bring to the tent political commentary because they know how to put it which government is in power, sing the bad things they're doing. Only have a way of putting it, and used to come over real kicks in the crowd used to like that. This is the thing you should draw people to the tent. But Joe knew you would kill the calypso fraternity. Understand? This is the only thing to bring back political commentary. We love that. We love Picong. We love that. And the tent of Calypsonian singing against Calypsonian. We love that. But I'm kind of thing they say, you know, you see the tent, people just go to the tent. Lord. This is the thing that bring back the people. We have to go Kutalin nicely. Bye-bye.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Andy, good morning. This is Miss V from Tobago. I tell you, the people in the park enjoy that tune. It's the words of the tune they can't take. Them PNM's two was in front, said they give him in toilet paper. It's them who was giving him toilet paper, them was enjoying the tune. It's the most people in the park was enjoying the tune. That is a boss tune. It's the words of the tune they can't take. Them dogs said it's PNM.
Oh God, Tobago. Let me continue those voice notes here quick. Oh boy. We make sure everybody is involved. Let's get the next one.
Morning, ground report. Morning, Andy Williams. Morning, everybody on the live. Morning to everybody who locked on and listening. The government really need to step down. They really need to call an election early. Everybody they're fed up. Everybody's sick and tired of it. Even from the great Calypsonian song that we heard just now, everybody in shambles, and they really want this government to move aside and to leave the office, leave our parliament, because they're making no sense. They're only causing problems, they're only causing poverty, they're only causing people to suffer, to go homeless. You understand? It's like the blind leading the blind. They have no plans, they have nothing in place to fix nothing, to do nothing. All they're just doing is causing corruption, thieving, lying, and brainwashing the people that have been brainwashing for years upon years with nothing good and empty promises.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh Lord.
Port of Spain, I just ate some boiled eggs, sardines, and some boiled chat time. So this is for you, Port of Spain, for your worthless contribution.
Andy, Mickie K, Lennox Smith, and Tobago Central here. Good morning. Good morning to all the solid supporters of this nice, strong, educated program called the Ground Report. Watch now. I don't know why this wicked, cold-hearted, nasty, sprung-in, piping, dirty, conniving, care on our country, dirty PNM. Just don't do themselves a favor. You hear what I'm saying? Do themselves a favor and just call a damn date and time for a general election in this country. I'm telling you, I don't know what they're fighting up and holding on with a dead self. You understand what I'm saying? This government can't come to the terms and conditions that the dead waiting to be resurrected in some other part of the world. What part of that PNM don't understand? The people, the majority don't want all here. Then are they not understanding that? Are they not seeing that? Or they just holding on to something what not even there. Or they feel like they could come and fool the people once more again. Or they done thief the election twice already. Because, and you all could remember how that map, the 3/4 of it was yellow. You understand what I'm saying? When a little dit or a little dot was red. I'm telling you, the ballot didn't even done check. And this man run up himself to say about, oh, I am the prime minister again. And this and that and the other. Waste of time. We always tell you and we'll continuously telling you the longest rope have an end. You hear what they're saying right now? Run, Rowley, run. Donald Trump is coming. So you could run as far as you want. Donald Trump is coming. Watch now, Trinbagonians. You see when the PNM get a hurt and a licks and a mash up politically, you see how Camille Reggie's head is bald? You're going to see here grow back on it. You see how Ja, which is that Pomsite shatter in head man called Chris General Hines or whatever his name is, Hiras going to cut because you know why? He disgracing him own self. You understand what I'm saying? You have to have pride within yourself in order to share that kind of moment with other people. And the PNM dirty government don't have any of that. They have nothing called like pride. Dog eat them shame. Right now, them singing for the supper. In other words, Trinbagonians, here what I'm telling all you, it's too much that we can't done talk. It's every single day is something brand new in this country. Just remember that the PNM feel tremendously the fairly people in this country. And you see the ones who running behind them, as we said, for a hot chubby and a piece of sandwich, which is dry sandwich, all you wicked and continue being wicked to all yourself, eh? Don't be wicked to the other right thinking set of people in this country. All you keep that vibes to all yourself. All you stay down there. Because apparently all you don't want to upgrade in life. All you only allowing these real criminals and them to step over all you. So they're using all you as a stepping stool to build up themselves. All you seeing that. All you know that, you know, but all you just wicked. And I'm telling all you again, all you stop the racial thing. Because if you look around, it's all over. The place mix up. All over. Stop that. It is looking good. You understand? And as we're saying it again, we want the wicked, cold-hearted, nasty, spiping, spranging, dirty, stinking PNM to please call a date immediately. Just as they say, of midnight tonight, we as the law-abiding citizen are calling immediately for a date and time for a general election in this country. Trinbagonians, when they come in front of all the place, ask them where the $2.6 billion and what they have done for the past 10 years. Remember to stick to that topic. Don't change on it. You understand? Remember, PNM nothing, fire burn out the PNM. And yellow is the code all the way. And it's that.
Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Bigo. Good morning to everybody who's on your live. Andy, listen. Marco Rubio, right? Said that all deals off, all bets off. But we have this buffoon, this tiny little pin, coming and talk a whole set of rubbish. One set of rubbish, the man come and talk yesterday. And hear this now. I want to ask Small Pin and Rowley to ask Maduro for the money back here. Trinidad and Tobago want back all the money they pay Maduro. We want it back. You understand? And it's that. I gone.
Morning Ground Report. Pitbull, Mickie K, Lennox Smith, Kurt Allen, he had any class, but they mash up that Kaiso house. You understand? How much of them is saying about what taking place in the government? Few. You understand? And that is the downfall with the Kaiso house. You understand where I'm coming from? Nobody have no pick on again. Nobody don't want to roll. You don't want to hear that. You understand? The sycophants and them, we know what them studying. You understand? So at the end of the day, Kurt Allen up here at the head of the class.
Andy, people does only be calling a man Potter Spain. The man name, his father name is Frank Hunt, and his name is Isaac. So call out the man whole name for them and let them know what is the man name.
Yeah, good morning again, Pitbull, Lennox, all the listeners. Anna, this one is for you. Here now, all you, Monday and Tuesday, be on the lookout for our brethren, Mickie K, and in collusion with Donna Cox, you know, in all her glories and her makeup and eyelashes and hair weave and so on. They'll be mashing it up around the savannah, you know, and here Mickie said, we jamming still. Right? I'll be on the lookout for Mickie K with Donna Cox and Shamfa and them, you know, balancing the stage for Carnival. Okay? Right.
Good morning, Ground Report, Lennox Smith and Mickie K, wherever the brothers stand. Yeah, Paula Spade, I like him, but you just give me a good kick. I can't believe that the big veteran in talk show called Paula Spade, you know. Yeah, tell me, I don't believe that is all there, though. I don't believe that at all. Where's the argument to stay in office right now? Well, they can't stay in office, Paula Spade. You see that Caribbean meeting that Dr. Rowley went down in that he promised that at the last meeting he was going into? You hear what I say about it? You listen to the final 10 to 20 seconds of that interview that they're playing on the clip with the Bajan man. Listen to the 10 seconds remaining in that clip, and they will know where Dr. Rowley have himself, not Trinidad and Tobago, himself and his allies, and the PNM. Good morning again.
Only fail to realize Lennox have no local standing in Laventille. The people of Laventille do.
Oh boy, next voice note, man.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Lennox Smith are more local standing than the PNM at this point in time. From Young to Rowley to Camille and all of them partner. Jump high, jump low. Lennox Smith and destroy Trinidad and Tobago, you know you fool. It's your PNM government did. Now we continue these voice notes. Oh boy, quick. And then
one more thing. Andy, I look at a lot of YouTube, Lennox, Fan Watch and all those stuff. Andy, man, I see some of the conditions of Trinidad and Tobago. But Andy, some of them have no, I don't know what they don't have, boy. They like, I don't know. I don't have a lot of what they have. This Andy, I see kind of condition, the house they built, and the government they have so much money and they stealing so much money. When I see the house that's where they live in, and the road, and the and crime, what the program, I love the program. And I am so lost on go to see where we live in. I want it. What
that voice note kind of muscle, boy. Kind of muscle. Let me play the next one. It kind of, it really kind of.
We all over here.
Hey, Andy, good morning to everybody who listen to this glorious program here. The preacher Andy Big Bull Williams, Mikey and Lennox Smith. Them are the best pastors we have in this country. Only listen to this now. Only let us get rid of this PNM government. Them fellas and them wicked and bad. Them fellas don't have nothing good to do for us. You see, Rowley? Look Rowley going now. He make up his mind that they get his salary, he could go and live on that money, but Trinidadians can't live. How come to be not smarter than we and they're rejecting their own people? How come we so do to say we can reject Rowley, boy? Trinidadians like to be pressured. They like to pressure. They have dependency syndrome. You understand? People, PNM is not good. I don't know what they're saying, what people see. PNM, you know what PNM motto? Press nigga more. PNM stands for press nigga more. I want to know, Andy, if Laventille people will continue being fooled all this time. You understand? Only when election come in, it is mentioned them. You understand? Why you don't get smart? The PNM depending on them to win again. It's them they're using them like a tool. And after election done, they rest them that tool. That tool is not valuable again. People in Laventille are calling on all you. Vote PNM out. All it cannot be important only around election time. You understand? All you vote PNM out. Make a change. All you have the youths up there. All you have the youths. They want to give all their swimming pool. Swimming pool could fill anybody's belly. Swimming pool can't fill nobody's belly. They need jobs. CTEP workers getting a salary. No. The 10 days workers was getting 40 years ago. $1,000 a week, a fortnight. That can't seem like that's $500 a week. The lowest rent in Trinidad right now is $1,500 for one room. You understand? A one room. So if you get in $1,000 a fortnight, you can't pay that rent. You have one child. Probably you have a little woman. How will you go and survive on that $2,000 a month? You understand? A fortnight again, 50 again, 1,000, you know. That's what 10 days used to get a long time ago, 35, 40 years ago. It never raised. I only believe, yes. Yeah. Come on, all you. But they will give you CTEP, clean drain, and do all kind of thing for small money. Where the money? All the money you thief. How come they ain't get none in it? $2.1 billion. You dig? All you come now, man. Get rise. Don't let PNM and Rowley and them putting all the because press nigger more is the motive PNM. That is to press all the down. Keep all in a certain group, a certain standard that all they always want. And instead of stupidness, they're telling people what they give all you. Only show me one thing that PNM give all you. You understand? This Mr. Pottersfield. I don't know what they put him in a garbage bag and put him on the side of the road. And the rubbish truck pick him up and go with him. Only have a blessed day.
Oh, what a minute, boy. Story, boy. Oh, Lord.
Andy, good morning. I want you to find out I want you to educate some of these people and tell them who's saying that the refinery was operating at a loss. I want you to educate them and let them know that the refinery wasn't operating at a loss. It was due to poor management. Right, and it's because of the shutdown of the refinery that is why we're having all the problems we're having today with the deficit in the forex exchange. Good morning, Andy and Lennox. I want you to educate the people out there who are trying to argue and say that, yeah, it's a good thing to sell the refinery because the refinery was operating at a loss, right? I want to educate them on what was really going on with the refinery, right? And why it is we should have kept it open and continue to change the management and update the equipment and these things so that it will become viable. It's because of the closing of the refinery why it is we in the forex deficit that we is right now. So please educate the people and put some sense in some of these sycophants' head.
Andy, good morning again. Once more again. One more thing. Andy, asking a favor. Hey, what going on now? Play the Bajan man again. And we the man talk about Rowley, oh God, and once more again as to the public, well, keep beating it then. Just keep beating that thing with Rowley and what the man from Barbados speak about concerning Rowley. All right? Just do that for the public for me, please. Thank you. God bless.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
You all may recall a few years ago when Prime Minister Rowley and Minister Robinson Ritchie stood in our parliament and shouted out.
Let me get that Kamala message now, man. Well, let me get that Kamala. Hold on, I'm only doing voice notes. Let me just do this Kamala voice note quick. Oh boy.
What Trump could do we? What Trump could do we? Well, today they found out what Trump could do we. Rowley and Stewart's 10 years colluding with the illegitimate drug trafficking government of Maduro for access to dragon gas will be recorded as the worst bend over in our energy sector history. Marco Rubio's ex-post today was the latest humiliation dealt to Young and Rowley following a series of their failures. Stewart has been out of his depth in government for the last 10 years. He is simply an unremarkable junior lawyer foisted onto the country by Rowley at the behest of the pedophile lodge boys and select business interests. All metrics in the energy sector are down. And today he had no solid or sensible answers when he was asked about the future of our country's gas production or oil refining industries. The entire country knows that this disposal of the refinery on the eve of a general election without proper procurement procedures and disposal of property procedures is a last gasp corrupt deal to fill the pockets of this outgoing government. This is the third time this government has found disreputable persons to gift the refinery. The first were two electricians in a storefront in the US called Quanten LLC. Then, after them, corruption-accused Jindal, and now corruption-plagued Onado. I say today, the UNC will not honor any agreement which its government enters into regarding the Point-à-Pied refinery, and we guarantee that the UNC will pursue investigations against everyone and anyone who participate in this theft of the refinery assets. Contrary to Stuart Young's statements today, despite the making of a profit in its last year of operation, which was about $1.67 billion, the refinery was shut down to protect Rowley's friends and scuttle criminal investigations. The UNC commits to restarting the refinery in consultation with local stakeholders following the general elections. Thank you.
Bang, 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 bang. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yes, man. Yes,
bang,
man.
Bang,
The
bang.
is doing everything right, boy.
Hey, boy. Which, you hear that?
She has
so
taken
long
initiative.
she win the opening back
She has
our
taken initiative.
refinery alongside other stakeholders. Let me hear that message again, boy. It's one of the best messages I hear in a while too.
Yeah. I think we
Besides
better play that
yeah,
again.
yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah,
crucial.
yeah.
I mean, it is clear. The PNM is under the absolute and critical and maybe abject decline.
Let me just take this one call quick because I want to play back that
They are on the decline.
Go ahead, caller.
Anything right?
Good morning. Good morning. And I'm making a call to the OWTU and JTAM and all trade unions this Sunday at the Queen's Park Savannah. Head down there and support Kurt Allen. It's your time now to support Kurt Allen. So be heading by Queen's Park Savannah Sunday and support this young man with this calypso, please. Right, this is our time now. It's our time now to support him and give him this love and action. Apart from that, Andy, I have the information concerning Kwando. I have that information to read out for you. This information and investigations was done by the Security and Exchange Commission concerning Kwando, the government preferred bidder. Right? In a press statement last Friday, the Securities and Exchange Commission, the report of their investigations into the operations of Kwando PLC, spanning a period of 2 years, finding reveals serious infractions such as false disclosures, market abuses, misstatements in financial statements, internal control failures, and corporate governance lapses stemming from poor board oversight, irregular approval of directors, remuneration, unjustified disbursements to directors and management of the company, related party transactions not conducted at arm's length, amongst others, said the statement. So this is the information we have. It has been published and released by the Security and Exchange Commission concerning the government's preferred bidder, Kwando. You understand? And I'm saying Patriotic only had one. The Minister of Energy was saying Patriotic put false documents that hasn't been proven. But look how much force this company has. Right? So we demand that Patriotic's bid be validated and give the opportunity to get it refined. We demand that. So thank you very much.
Oh boy, Trinidad and Tobago, I want to play a message from Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the Prime Minister in waiting.
Yes,
and I promise to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, that her government, when it coming to our refinery, will be opening back our refinery. Her government will do due diligence. All you listen to this message again. Pause the other message.
Well, Andy, we have to have a part of us rolling back from the ducks.
Bang, 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 bang.
You all may recall a few years ago when Prime Minister Rowley and Minister Robinson Richies stood in our parliament and shouted out, "What Trump could do we? What Trump could do we?" Well, today they found out what Trump could do we. Rowley and Stewart's 10 years colluding with the illegitimate drug trafficking government of Maduro for access to dragon gas will be recorded as the worst bend-over in our energy sector history. Marco Rubio's ex-post today was the latest humiliation dealt to Young and Rowley following a series of their failures. Stewart has been out of his depth in government for the last 10 years. He is simply an unremarkable junior lawyer foisted onto the country by Rowley at the behest of the pedophile lodge boys and select business interests. All metrics in the energy sector are down, and today he had no solid or sensible answers when he was asked about the future of our country's gas production or oil refining industries. The entire country knows that this disposal of the refinery on the eve of a general election without proper procurement procedures and disposal of property procedures is a last gasp corrupt deal to fill the pockets of this outgoing government. This is the third time this government has found disreputable persons to gift the refinery. The first were two electricians in a storefront in the US called Quanten LLC. Then, after them, corruption-accused Jinda, and now corruption-plagued Onado. I say today, the UNC will not honor any agreement which its government enters into regarding the Point-A-Pay refinery, and we guarantee that the UNC will pursue investigations against everyone and anyone who participate in this theft of the refinery assets. Contrary to Stuart Young's statements today, despite the making of a profit in its last year of operation, which was about $1.67 billion, the refinery was shut down to protect Rowley's friends and scuttle criminal investigations. The UNC commits to restarting the refinery in consultation with local stakeholders following the general elections. Thank you.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Go ahead, Lennox. Go ahead, Lennox. Lennox.
I hate to say it once again. Yeah. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, hearing you now. Go ahead.
I hate to say it once again, but we were telling the population all the time. Yeah. We were telling the population all the time. I hate to say it, but we have to say it again at the risk of sounding repetitive. We were saying all the time from the beginning that the oil refinery was closed down and the entire cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago, led by Rowley, must be tried for treason in this country, because they closed it down because they wanted, of course, to save Rowley and his involvement directly or indirectly with the fake oil matter. And here it is, of course, and she don't lie. Clearly, everything she has said so far has proven to be and could, of course, withstand any test in terms of the veracity of what she's saying. And she has now repeated what the ground report has been saying from time immemorial, that the Rowley administration closed down the oil refinery, or should I say closed down Petrotrin, suddenly, contrary to all of the reports, because of the ingoing criminal investigation for the subverting of the course of criminal justice, which is a matter that cannot be, of course, thrown on the back burner. And any government, and when, of course, the government changes and Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the UNC comes into government and whatever configuration, there is an imperative, of course, to launch a forensic and, of course, generic criminal investigation into all of them, including all of the members of the cabinet. You cannot now say you're still there, so you cannot now say that it wasn't you. You were part and parcel of a cabinet decision that plunged Trinidad and Tobago into, of course, economic and sociological spiral downwards towards, of course, failed state
crisis.
is a dereliction of duty and responsibility, and of course a cardinal sin for which of course they must pay criminally.
But it's crisis, you want to say, man. Plunge in a crisis. Don't what's this, that? They mash we up. They kill we.
A downward spiral.
Yeah.
Yes.
Downward spiral too soft. They carry not downward spiral. No! They put we in a crisis. They demolish we. They mash we up. Energy-wise. They leave we hungry. They leave we forex thirsty. Morning caller.
A pleasant good morning, Andy.
Yes, man. All of the above.
Ann Brown here, Mr. Lennox, Mickie K, Director, our Gael Family Workers Platform and all in the live stream. Let me say a big thank you to our esteemed leader, Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisesa, for all those who just be calling this program and asking what Mrs. Bisesa is doing. Let it be known she's busy behind the scenes, working for all of our future. Thank you, leader. And when the UNC wins, we all win. We want to live better. Thank you, gentlemen, and have a safe weekend.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
oh boy, what are the calls? Well, let me just take in some calls here. Time check. It's about 7 minutes to the hour of 10 o'clock. Oh boy, and you're listening to the Ground Report.
And it feels good to be correct, you know. It feels good to know that all of the work that the one would have put in more than 10 years now is now, of course, just manifesting itself before us in terms of the successes that are unfolding. I mean, it is just simply motivational.
Yes, simply very, 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 very motivational.
Motivational, yes, indeed. As we move here, a man asks me if I don't sleep. Well, I can't afford to sleep until the victory is achieved.
Yes. All right, let me organize our next call day quick. Morning. Morning. Move from the background. Oh, boy. All that move from the background. Don't listen over the thing there. This one here who were calling all morning, I only pressing them off the Mr. Ramna right now. Let me call back the one time. Man fighting up whole morning, but we were so busy. Boy. Nice. Yeah, man. Oh boy, it's 4 minutes to the hour. 4 minutes to the hour, man. 4 minutes to.
Yes, indeed. And people, of course, have a wonderful, safe, and return back on Monday to, of course, the Ground Report. Don't forget, of course, tonight, no corridor. I'll be back on, of course, tomorrow night. And I trust that all the other issues will be ironed out at that time, because we cannot afford to sleep now. This is about crunch time. This is about, of course, taking the initiative. And the PNM must have no leeway, no laxity. They probably could take some laxative, but no laxity in terms of relenting on the pressure, the unrelenting pressure that we must discharge, because they have built it up for the past 10 years. And now it's our time. And of course, Laventille, I expect that you will be part and parcel of history as we unfold, of course, our not plans, what we have done. It's not about planning. We are saying what we have done, and you will be in of it. You will be seeing it in more ways than one. And every part of the constituency.
You're breaking up.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Oh boy, Mr. Ramnaran, I try calling you back. I ain't getting you at all. And we go time check. It's about 4 minutes to the hour.
The usual rhetoric at what we will do.
Oh boy. Morning caller, make it short and
that
sweet.
Was done without government support. Just creativity and intellect.
Just how the Lennox, you're breaking up too, eh? Go ahead, caller, what are you saying?
I just want to say that Jolene John when UNC was in power, Jolene John helped all the people in town. She helped all the people in town who needed jobs. UNC give them jobs, they give them house, they give them back pay, they give them increase in salary. All of that they give them. And yet still, some of them too ungrateful because they will say, take it and vote PNM. And they're so stupid. You will get more, increase in salary under UNC. You will get all jobs under UNC. So we have to be careful who we voting for. And you see how Rowley and them want to bring in this Nigerian people. They want to make sure Roger don't get it. So they're bringing in them before election to make sure Roger and them don't get it. That is how they...
Thank you, caller. Oh boy, Miss Woodbrook, you sent a message there like 5 minutes and 50 seconds, and we have to organize and wrap up. I really intend to. Short and sweet. Go ahead, short and sweet.
And yeah, short, Andy.
Yes, indeed.
No
human being, no plant, no
from
animal.
Kamla Pasani Sessa. Andy, that message you played there, oh my God, that brings some music to my ears, my friend. Brings some music to my ears. Listening to you at work and I listening to you guys. Andy, I'm telling Port of Spain again that you would not see the Prime Minister anymore because I think he's trying to straighten his account up here for money laundering. So if you don't see him back, you might see him around bars because they're going to charge all of them for money laundering. Or they will look for all the money they hide all over the world and they will find it. Andy,
Nice. Thank you. Now, Pedro, go ahead, short and sweet.
Yes. According to King Bogo, Unified Calypso Association, you all need to remove those rules with 4 lines. Remove the rules, then the Calypsonian have the freedom to add the lines and perform freely. Remove those rules. Trinidad and Tobago Unified Calypso Organization took over. You can remove the rules for the Calypsonian to perform freely. Add more lines. Thank you.
Yes. Oh boy. Nice. Oh boy. Nice. Time check. It's exactly a minute to the hour. Where's that? I ain't child in the background and thing there, boy. Where the hell is this? The future we are in there.
But you know, it's Carnival, Andy. We're still in Trinidad, you know. So that's right. So so don't be surprised.
All right. So Trinidad and Tobago, don't forget tonight. No corridor transformation. Let me look to rack up things. No corridor transformation.
You're hearing dog. You're hearing children.
That dog was you, but the dog get big.
Tell them where I go be. Tell them where I go be, man. Tell them where I go be. I want them to know.
Pagos. You'll be at Pagos in a little bit. You only know the time.
Yeah, they don't get big, boy.
Well, I'll tell you, I hear rah. I say, what? I know before I was saying, I say, well, what kind of thing there? No dog mustn't song better than me on this program at all. The dog play anyone that song bad like me. No. Hey. Well, yeah, so don't forget, Lennox will be at Pagos later. Please, God. Pagos. Nice. Hey. How we are going, son? Nice. So Pagos later is going to relax, enjoy himself, enjoy the beautiful message.
People just meeting me from on the hill, and they only come in and shaking hands.
And the shake. Oh, nice. Well, I know let's start a campaign, let's start to put things in place. Joshua is a bright. Yeah, but I see him. Joshua is a bright fella, you know. Real bright fella. He's teaching him well.
You see Joshua there, boy?
Yeah. Well, Lennox Smith, bright son. Oh boy. So let's don't forget Pagos.
Yes. Things are waxing warm. We have our office already. I asked Mr. Porter Spain. I asked Mr. Porter Spain, and I still invited him to come and help us.
I remember we're not on Carnival Monday and Tuesday.
I still ask Mr. Porter Spain, come and help us paint. do some painting and so on, man. We need all hands on deck. If you're that true Labantillian, you should see this as an opportunity, in spite of your political demise.
Right, but don't forget to we're
right,
not
good.
on
Well,
Carnival
on,
Monday, Tuesday. We're not on
Monday, Tuesday night.
Right, we're not on Carnival Monday and Tuesday, and most likely we will see
Yes.
how Wednesday
So
will
I still
go.
invited people like Port Spain and so on, and get his family and so on to come and help.
Well, nice. So, Trinidad and Tobago, don't forget tonight, yours truly, Lennox Smith by the Pagos. Go and enjoy himself, enjoy his carnival, however it go. Hey, let me say thumbs up to Joshua. Joshua there in the background. Joshua, thumbs up to you. And don't forget, we will not be on Monday, Tuesday. We will see how things will go for Wednesday. But sure, Thursday, we up and running. So, Trinidad and Tobago, until tomorrow morning, please, God, on behalf of the Ground Report team, yours truly, the Pitbull of Radio, are saying we are out of here.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.